years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Don't miss our great package deal right now on a 25-horsepower Kubota tractor with front-end loader and more. All for 0% APR 84 months with approved credit.
Now through September 30th, 2024. See Capital Tractor or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville called the recent deadly shooting at 5 Points South in Birmingham a devastating event. Tuberville says the policies coming from Democratic leadership within the city, as well as the Democratic Party overall, is what has led to the deterioration of law enforcement in Birmingham and cities across the nation. After the shooting, Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin first pointed to banning Glock switches as a way to reduce violence in the city. This week, Woodfin has not responded well to suggestions coming from other city leaders and state representatives that there be a state-led intervention by law enforcement, similar to what has been done this summer in Montgomery. Woodfin also made a dig on social media at Donald Trump after he already insulted a state representative, Wandalyn Gavan. Now, Senator Tuberville is calling for a stop to this criticism and for action to take place that empowers and fully funds law enforcement in order for them to keep Alabamians safe. Tuberville says it's not hard, it's simple common sense. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Covenant Rescue Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
A Hoover man was charged this week for hiring a hitman to murder his entire family. 63-year-old Mohammed A. Mohammed contacted a person to take out his wife and 6 adult children, according to WBRC News. That contact then reached out to the FBI, and an FBI agent posed as a hitman. Mohammed offered the undercover agent $10,000 to kill his wife and $5,000 for each of his 6 children. Livestock shelters are opening up in the Wiregrass region as Hurricane Helene is anticipated to make landfall on Thursday. Those shelters include the National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds and the livestock shelter at Garrett Coliseum. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Did you know the current national average turn time to close on a mortgage is 48 business days? But not at Alabama Home Mortgage. At Alabama Home Mortgage, our average close time is 16 business days. That's a month faster than the rest. How do we do it? With over 60 years of combined experience in the industry. Our team knows mortgages. Our years of experience yield a better experience for our customers. Folks, time is money. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, don't waste time with another mortgage company, bank, or credit union. We close on time, every time. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our fast turn time is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. My trusty sidekick, Eddie Bader, is here.
How you doing, Joey?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Pretty good. Looks like we're going to get wet.
Yep, but rain or shine, Eddie Bader's always thinking.
Always be closing. Always be closing.
How is the real estate world?
It's like a roller coaster right now.
I believe
Literally,
it, man.
like 1 week you're like, man, I'm on fire. And the next week you're like, you think I can collect unemployment?
Then you add these like interest rates coming down, so some folks are going to make a move, but then it's also, you look at like consumer confidence is falling off a cliff.
Uncertainty is no good for nobody.
It's absolutely nuts. Did you see that New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, charged with bribery?
Did you see he's fighting the charges?
Oh, yeah. We
Does
got the clip.
That surprise you, Joey?
No, but I look at it and I go, $100,000? Really? That's what y'all are getting them on?
I think that's a start.
The right-wing conspiracy, you can't really tell either way, is that he talked too much about migrants in his city.
Oh, is that right?
And so we gotta.
Well, there you go.
Well, we caught you doing a bribe. Well, I kind of assume all mayors do that. Excuse me, pardon me, for the mayors in the area.
I hate to think that all mayors do that, but I would say.
To a degree, yeah. Maybe it's not from Turkey. But
No, but I would say, like New York City, I would certainly expect that. Mayor of Wetumpka, not so much.
We also have the Kamala Harris interview on MSNBC last night with Stephanie Rule. The New York Times slammed it.
Oh, another not so good.
Yeah. Coach Tuberville calling out Kamala. She don't know what she's doing. Like, we'll get to that.
Calling it like he sees it.
Rudy Giuliani loses his law license, and Gallup finds more voters identify as GOP for the first time in decades.
I see that. That's what I've been reading.
There's a lot to get to.
Yeah.
Also, Pope Francis expels bishop over sadistic sodomy. And somebody found what they think is the Pentagon's new super secret plane with just a backyard telescope. So we got a lot of things to talk about. But first, we have the one, the only Erica Thomas. She's editor-at-large at 1819news.com. Hey, Erica, how you doing?
Well, I was doing good, and then I just heard your little rundown of the day, and I just want to go back to bed now.
Why? This is not that dark. Last week was dark. Today,
a little bit brighter.
I mean, the whole Pope, sadistic sodomy thing, that's pretty dark, man.
Well, that one is. I agree. That one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, with this Pope, I just can't believe he's saying something.
Right. We could go back to yesterday with China firing an ICBM for the first time in 44 years in the Pacific Theater.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. And people think this is all, happening, nationally and internationally, but, man, there's some messed up stuff going on here in Alabama, too. And
Indeed.
It's just kind of discouraging sometimes, I feel like if you're trying to speak the truth and tell people what's going on, you always have people coming at you and attacking you, but it just takes a lot to continue to push back against that corruption and the narratives that are being spun. That's what 1819 News is all about.
Indeed. And so to lighten things up, I covered it earlier in the week just because the headline caught my eye. We are going to get to some more of the serious stuff in a second, but I guess this is serious. Pickleball injuries on the rise as paddle sport grows in popularity. So who's getting hurt? Like what's happening to people when they're playing pickleball?
Oh, well, anytime you have more people doing something, you're going to have more incidents. So I think it's really just because pickleball has grown in popularity so much nationwide that, we got a bunch of people doing it now. We've got cities putting in pickleball courts left and right. There's just subdivisions changing their tennis courts to pickleball courts. It's crazy. We have a huge tournament every year in Clay, Alabama, that brings hundreds of people from all over the southeast into the state to play pickleball. So, with that, you're gonna see some stuff. I don't know how it is in Montgomery, but a lot of the Birmingham area, there are people around the age of 60 and older that are really getting into it. So that brings with it, you haven't used these muscles like this in a long time. You're going to pull some muscles. You might tear some ligament, stuff like that. But now we also have rowing pickleball population in college campuses.
Oh.
You got the younger folks coming in, and pickleball isn't supposed to be a contact sport, but I've seen for myself some pretty serious injuries in that crowd, including my cousin who was hit with the with the actual paddle in the side of the head, and she had to get several stitches. I mean, it was a really bad.
I have trouble taking this seriously. The stitches are serious, but it's still funny. How'd you do that in pickleball?
Yeah. Well, I always say, like, I pulled a hamstring, no kidding, like 5 years ago playing cornhole, and it still hurts. I mean, it was intense. I'm pretty competitive, so, I really got down and got into my toss.
Yeah, like a good athletic stance.
Like way too far, and it wasn't something that I stretched ahead of time for. I wasn't planning to get that intense. So I will say my advice is, whether you're playing cornhole or pickleball, stretch really good before you do it. Warm up. Make sure you walk around a little bit. Don't just go out there willy-nilly. Do some stretches. On the story on 1819 News, there's specific stretches that are recommended to do before pickleball. And hopefully we can bring these numbers down of pickleball injuries that are just popping up all over the nation.
Hopefully we can. Now, moving to, say, this large influx of migrants into the state of Alabama, legal migrants, technically speaking, a lot of state lawmakers now weighing in particular, State Senator Elliott plans a legislative package on this. So what are the details here?
Yeah, this has been a big topic for a few weeks now in Alabama, because there have been some influxes here and there of different migrant populations. And some of the issues that we're seeing down here in Baldwin County, the new sheriff, Anthony Lowry, said, we're worried about how law enforcement can handle this, because with any increased population, you're going to get increased crime, just like pickleball injuries. If more people are playing, more people are going to get hurt. So if you have more people, you're going to have more crime. So they're looking at that. There's infrastructure issues also in Baldwin County, not with particularly migrant population, but just growth in general over the last 10, 15 years. And so we have all these local leaders looking at ways that they can, get ahead of this influx of migrants, which I think is probably, it's too late to get ahead of it at this point. Because there's just different programs that we don't know a lot about that are bringing in migrants to different parts of the state, and there's no heads up to local authorities, from the feds. They're not telling people when or why or who's coming in. They're just kind of coming in. So State Senator Chris Elliott said he's going to plan a package for the next legislative session. It'll be about 6 to 8 bills, depending on who wins the presidency, of course. But if things continue on the course that they're on right now, he's been talking to local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, about things that on a state level we can do to kind of curb some of these issues.
Yeah, and I saw also today Will Ainsworth weighing in. I think a lot of the lawmakers are paying attention, but a lot of these town halls now, these city council meetings, you're seeing stuff from Fairhope and other parts of the state being picked up by nationals. So Alabama is not unique in the nation, but we certainly have people willing to speak up and speak out. And it just feels like people like they're being gaslit, like you're not communicating with us, you're hiding the ball from us, and that sort of powerlessness it leaves people feeling. I don't think it's a healthy thing for any community.
Yeah, and people are frustrated even at the local level with their municipal government, and I don't think they're frustrated with them because of anything except for they're unable to communicate with citizens because they aren't being told anything. So they're not able to tell them, at least, like, this is what's going on, because they don't even know. And instead of, these council members from there's been Sylacauga, Fairhope, Mobile. Those are the ones I've covered. As far as how they act towards them, they are just smug acting about this. They're not being respectful to their constituents at times. Every once in a while there will be somebody that says, look, I want to find out just like you do, but I just don't know, which is an appropriate response. And also, say, this is what we're doing, at least communicate with them. But a lot of times it's like they're calling all of this stuff rumors, which there are some rumors out there. For example, this week, somebody in Fairhope said that there was 30,000 Haitian immigrants coming to Fairhope. And that's just not true. People see the numbers, they see the stories, they get the stories and the numbers mixed up and what's happening where. They really run with it, and that is a symptom of panic, I believe, because the people are not being told things. And so even yesterday we had one of the citizens in Mobile, she just went off during public comment, and she said, y'all need to be respectful. And y'all wonder why we come down here with attitudes. Well, it's because when we, talk to you, you act like we're below you. And I've seen that myself. That's my personal feeling, is that a lot of times, these people, the citizens, are actually being treated like they're just overreacting, and this is just ridiculous that they would even ask a council what they're doing, because they have nothing to do with it, and it's not being received well by the citizens.
Again, folks, we're talking to Erica Thomas, editor-at-large at 1819news.com. And also in your neck of the woods, I touched on this a little bit with Jeff Poore yesterday, but Mobile Mayor Stimson is announcing he will not seek re-election. Is this unexpected? What do you think are the reasons behind this?
This is absolutely unexpected. No one saw signs of this. Over the past 11 years, there have been a lot of changes in Mobile. Mobile's continuing to grow. We've got Amtrak coming in. We've got this new Civic Center. There's just a lot of active current projects going on right now. And it was shocking to hear that Sandy Stimpson is going to step away from all this in the middle of all this. But his reason, he says, is, he can think of times where he's missed time with family. He became emotional during this video that he posted about that. And then you hear that a lot of times from people that step away from public office, and then the next thing you know, they're doing something else. So I think it's just going to be a wait-and-see game. And do I think there's some crazy, corrupt, controversial thing that's going to come out of this? Absolutely not. I do not see that happening. It could happen. It happens everywhere. At the beginning of this show, you listed way too many things that have happened. So it could happen. I don't see that being an issue right now. Of course, 1819 News will continue to cover anything and ask questions. I've already asked several people, are you planning to run for mayor? And I haven't gotten a response back on that, but we'll definitely keep following that.
I'm sure people are scurrying around to figure out, who's going to be, who's actually going to throw their hat into the ring. And then a running story that you've been covering that we've been talking about on the show, Opelika has now installed the 9th Safe Haven baby box to give options to mothers, especially mothers in crisis. It's an awful tough decision, but this is a very good thing, I think, that's being done. So this is the 9th in the state, right?
Yeah, and these baby boxes, when you say it and you talk about what this is, it's like, wow, we have to have something like that. It's really sad. But the lady that started this, her mom abandoned her when she was an infant, and so she ended up in the foster care system. So she's all grown up now, and she's doing this nationwide. She really wanted to stop moms from disposing of their infants, their live infants, because unfortunately, moms in crisis have been that desperate in the past. There's been babies put in dumpsters. It's just so tragic. It's so sad. The moms feel like they can't take care of their children, but they don't have anywhere to go. And so last year, Donna Gibbons, she introduced a bill that was passed in 2023 allowing mothers to have up to 45 days to surrender their infant children. So they have time to think about it. They don't have to panic, you know. And there's a lot of resources available for moms now too. And Kids to Love, they've helped a lot make these baby boxes happen. So when the moms feel like they don't have another choice, they can take the baby. They don't have to say who they are. They don't have to answer any questions. They don't even have to be seen. There's this box on the outside of the Fire Station 1 in Opelika. You open the box, you place your baby in the box, and walk away. Moments later, an alarm will sound from within the fire department, alerting firefighters there's been a baby placed in the box. And then at that time, the baby is taken to East Alabama Medical Center, you know, thoroughly checked out, make sure everything's okay, and then the process would begin to find a family for that baby.
Well, there you go. And before I let you go, it looks like Caroline Dobson has gotten a little boost from a national group. The National Federation of Independent Businesses has now endorsed Caroline Dobson for Congress. I guess this suggests her how much people believe that she understands small business and is going to make the right votes for small business owners around the nation.
Yeah, and yesterday she explained she was very thankful to get this endorsement. And she said, you know, my parents were small business owners. I'm dedicated to doing this. And some of the candidates, you know, in the past that have been endorsed by her, I know by this organization has been Katie Britt was one of them. So, I mean, they have been active in endorsing candidates in Alabama, but I guess they wanted to let people know, you know, we're going to endorse Dobson this time because they really believe that, and they're confident that she will prove to be strong for small businesses in the state of Alabama.
Well, there you go. Well, I appreciate the time as always, Erica. And, there's a lot out there in the world. I think there is a sort of dark undercurrent to our times, but, still some fun stuff too. So, enjoy the next pickleball match you go to or something.
Yeah, I think I might start playing that instead of cornhole. And y'all watch out for all the rain. I know there's a lot coming to parts of Alabama, so we'll watch out for that as well.
Well, thank you, Erica.
Thank you. God bless.
Again, Erica Thomas, editor-at-large at 1819news.com. You can always go to 1819news.com to check out her work. Also, Craig Munger is on the show. Jeff Poore, of course, the editor-in-chief there, and a whole team of folks that are putting out stories from around the state. And in particular, statewide news seems to be dominated by concerns over migrants being brought in.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to see where this goes. I think it's going to continue to be an issue because of this impending presidential election.
So if you're a governor, how do you keep busloads of migrants from coming in?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, they come in via the interstate, right?
Right. Or plane.
Or plane. So
yeah.
Last time I checked, we had officers.
Right. No, I think this is a federal thing. Now, it might be there are certain programs like Charles I was talking about yesterday that, if you're taking federal funds, you have to, put money in. And
but if
you're cooperating with these programs, you're kind of leaving yourself open.
Pull over a busload of migrants. All right. Pull it over. We ask for proof of identity. They don't have it.
Didn't Alabama try to do this all the years and years ago, and it all got struck down?
If I haven't learned anything from Stephen Reed, I've learned that sometimes you have to pick the fight to have the argument, to have the conversation. Pull them over. Let the helicopters crews come in. Oh my God, Alabama state troopers have a bus of migrants pulled over. Let's see what happens. Because obviously what we're doing now is not working. We're all just going, oh, this is not nice. Well, this is not good. Oh.
Yeah. And it's not just Alabama.
Right.
All over the nation. And again, folks are wondering, why is it that Eric Adams all of a sudden, maybe they just caught him doing something wrong. That's what's interesting with these news stories. You can see it and go, yeah, he just did the wrong thing. But now I think I've been trained, and so many millions have been trained to go, well, people do wrong things all the time, especially people in politics.
Yeah.
Why are you going after this guy at this time for that particular wrong thing starts to come up in people's minds.
You don't think that in Diddy, like what They put Diddy out there, so what's really going on? What are we not seeing?
Mm-hmm. Now, and there are all sorts of people that do the shtick of, I know what's really going on. It's like, no, I don't. But I don't think it is smart to take everything at face value either.
Right.
Just doesn't add up sometimes.
Right.
And it also betrays what we've learned over the last few years where, well, you just need to trust our neutral institutions.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Sometimes I barely trust you, Joey. I love you, brother.
You
Sometimes
do?
I barely
What do you mean?
Because you're human.
Yeah, that's true.
We all have faults.
Yeah, but I strive to
We
strive for the
strive,
truth.
but we fail.
I really am in the camp that what's like really true is not just what's spilled out every day in the news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
What's in the news cycle is what everybody's talking about.
Right.
It's not what's actually,
Not
hard-boiled,
necessarily
studied, understood truths. It's just chatter.
And a lot of times it's dated. It's what happened days ago.
Mm.
We're just now talking about.
But it is a good day, even though it's rainy outside.
Oh, this is a great kind of day for being at home with
for
someone you
being
love.
Oh, wow. I thought you, getting sultry all of a sudden.
Just saying.
Like you want to pull over those migrants and then go make love.
Job well done, right? Time to celebrate.
Indeed. But, it is a special day, at least for my family. My grandfather turns 88 today.
Is that right?
So, whether you know him or not, some of you, I think, out there listening do. Ron Skonecki turns 88 today. And happy birthday, Bob.
I think I'm friends with him on the Facebook.
You did?
I think I
He
am.
said that to me
I
when we were
think
watching.
I am.
We were watching a sports
He's saying
game.
some crazy memes out. Your grandpa's crazy.
Oh,
man.
he's crazy, man. Good dude.
Yeah.
Really solid, man. One of the best I know, if not the best. So happy birthday, Bob, as I call you. 88. You're over here complaining, I'm 50.
Dude,
how do you think you're going to feel in 30 years?
You're talking to a guy that, honest to God, didn't think he would see 21. So, yeah, I don't, 80-something, no, there's no way.
Yeah, what a milestone.
Yeah.
And I asked, do you want to do anything like, special? He's like, nah, just another one. We'll do something. If I get to 90, we'll do something crazy for
As
90.
I'm getting older, I want to do less and less on my birthday. Just kind of chill.
Oh, that's what I already want for the most part. I just want to relax. Yeah. Because that's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson of the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas. Bo's been working in the River Region real estate market for nearly 50 years now. And he's seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that is the sort of experience that's backing up the team there at the Goodson Group. And it's not just buying or selling a home. If you want to rent out your home, they have fantastic management services. For a reasonable fee, that home can be turned into a performing asset. And then the crown jewel there at the Goodson Group is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School. It's where Bo's experience really comes into play. He can teach it to you all. Like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He's been through it all. And it's a very interactive course. Meets every Thursday night. And so whether you're looking to be a more knowledgeable private player, maybe you want to learn to manage property, maybe you want to learn to get into the rental game, or you're looking to be a fully licensed realtor, Bo and the team there at the Goodson Group can help you out. So check them out today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson, the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hey folks, Bruce Holding with CTE Outdoor Power, and I have some fun announcements. First, CTE is the new home for both Cub Cadet and DeWalt. We've got Cub Cadet homeowner walk mowers and lawn tractors, and Cub Cadet homeowner and commercial grade zero turns, and provide parts and service on all Cub Cadet mowers regardless of where purchased. Also, come check out DeWalt battery-powered hand tools, from grass trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to drills, impact wrenches, circular saws, and the list goes on. We offer 0% interest financing and on-the-spot, no credit check financing. Now, here's the really fun part. In September, when you purchase either a Hustler or Cub Cadet riding mower, CTE will either pay your sales tax or you'll receive the same value as the tax in free DeWalt products of your choice. CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply for your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is David Little from Tucker Pecan Company. We've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for over 10 years now, and the results have been amazing. Every day we have new customers that come in that have heard us on all the different radio stations that we advertise on. If you want to help your business grow, the best way to do it is through radio advertising through Blue Water Broadcasting. They do a great job in promoting our business and helping us grow our business, and hopefully they can help you grow your business too.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the River region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The premier place the River region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternooners. We're calling this thing online Joey Clark Live. You can always go to @the Joey Clark on X, Twitter X, @the Joey Clark, or Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you please.
Mm-hmm.
So, the big interview with Kamala Harris was last night.
Okay.
With hard-hitting journalist Stephanie Rule.
Oh, I know who she is.
Yeah.
And do a little roller gate there.
Yeah, she's just okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't annoy me as much as Joy Reid.
Middle of the road.
Yeah, she's just...
She didn't poke the bear quite so much.
But she is in the tank.
Oh, sure.
And so Kamala had herself a heck of a day yesterday.
Oh.
Even before the interview there.
All right.
But before we even play the interview, or we play parts of Kamala's speech from yesterday, because the old Kamala is coming out. You know, the
Lots
one
of
who
it.
does the word
Yeah.
salad and about space.
Space is exciting.
Hmm.
It spurs
Right.
our imaginations.
It does.
And it forces us to ask big questions.
Shut up, silly woman. Well, all those statements were true.
Yeah, it's just the way it's done in this meandering way. It's like, get to the point. Oh, goodness gracious. So this is Stephanie Rule after the interview aired.
All right.
And she sort of admits what the New York Times slammed the interview for.
Oh.
So again, this is not crazy right-wingers like Joey or Eddie.
Okay.
This is like the New York Times came out with it and said this was not good. We're still awaiting the hard-hitting interview with Kamala Harris.
That's not going to happen.
But here's Stephanie Rule. It's a short clip just saying, well, you know, she doesn't have to give direct answers.
Work, and one could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay, because we are not talking about clear or direct issues.
I find myself agreeing with Stephanie Rule. Like, it's not. We're not. It's just, it's whatever. You know, I've already long lost my faith in this thing we call democracy,
Yeah.
whatever the heck this system is. You can
Yeah.
call it that, but are you getting any of these campaign texts?
I've got one or two, but the postcard was what got me. I got a Kamala postcard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the text really just make me lose what little faith I had left in people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, Marco Rubio here. It's like, hey, this is Ted Cruz.
I have gotten a Ted Cruz.
And it's like, no, it is not. It is not Ted Cruz. It is not Marco Rubio. I would like to hope every person that receives that text knows that. But it is not true. There are people who
How do you
still
know?
get emails and go, Donald Trump just wrote me this email. No, he didn't.
Again, how do you know? It says Donald Trump on it.
So direct answers, direct truth. No, it's brainwashing against brainwashing. No, it is frustrating because if you're, especially in the opposition, you're like, she didn't answer the damn question. She's talked around it.
But if I'm not?
But yeah, well, I like my guy. Like,
Can't
what a
can't-
guy.
You can't trip her up. Don't get mad. 'cause you can't trip her up.
what a guy.
They're all different shades of color. They're like sort of white, but one's like an orange white. It's my favorite color, orange.
You know, we love it.
Yeah.
So here's some of the speech yesterday. This one's bad.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to sort of get lost meandering, thinking about the expanses of space and how it inspires us all.
Those are all true
I mean,
statements.
that happens to me. I did a lot of that in college.
Yeah.
Man, look at the stars, man.
Mhm.
But here's Kamala talking about how let that then inspire us by helping us to be inspired.
We need to guard that spirit. We have to guard that spirit.
She talking to you.
Let it always inspire us. Let it always be the source of our optimism, which is that spirit that is so uniquely American.
Right.
And let that then inspire us by helping us to be inspired to solve the problems that so many face, including our small business owners.
So she's trying to make a point about the economy. It's supposed to be a speech on economic policy.
Lost me. What the hell she was talking about?
And no, you saw the older Kamala everybody got to know from the last few years as vice president. Again, the most unpopular vice president.
Yeah. Remember they put her in the closet.
And it's stuff like that, where it's sort of, I think she realized she had meandered.
Oh.
Let us be inspired. That then inspires us to help us to be inspired. That spirit. The American way. Joy, Eddie, joy.
I know you're too young, but you don't remember much Jesse Jackson speeches. But they sound a lot.
I remember the one where Trump spoke at the Rainbow Coalition. Remember that?
Yep. My best Jesse
Interesting.
Jackson memory, though, was when he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And the name of the skit is The Point is Moot. It's a great skit. Go back and watch it. You will laugh.
Remember the hot mic moment during the Obama years? How you wanted to rip Obama's out?
Why that never really got played up, I don't understand. I mean, I know everyone heard it, but
everybody who actually knows Jesse Jackson's like, yeah, it's Jesse.
Still, I don't care who it is. Still,
but you know what? What do you think is like my favorite book of the Bible? Not to go to church here too much, but I'm kind of stuck in the
Revelations guy.
No, I'm
You're
not.
just leading into the
No,
end of
some
the
of our
world so much.
callers are Revelations people. I'm not a Revelations guy.
I always really I took you as that.
Like Job. I'm stuck in the book of Job and Ecclesiastes.
But you're also stuck in the hurry up and end this world. So
No, I do not want it to end.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I mean, as I'm watching people debate Israel and Palestine, I'm like, America should say, hey, if you don't stop killing each other, we're going to drop tungsten rods from low Earth orbit on you. Only we get to kill. Only we get to kill in this world. Stop killing each other. We'll kill you all. That's not a good thought. It's not a healthy thought.
Right.
I don't want that. That's emotion, Eddie.
You're more of a Job guy,
That's
though.
me getting testosterone back. Yes, let
You're more
God.
of a Job
I
guy.
do not understand the Goliath or the Leviathan. I wasn't there when he made the foundations, laid the foundations of heaven and earth. I wasn't there. So fine.
My bad. I didn't.
And it's not my role to play God. It's not my role to play God by dropping tungsten rods. This is, by the way, why you don't want me with the nuclear button.
Let's go back and visit Job, shall we? I liked him better.
Yeah. Or Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
Everything's hevel, right? It's all smoke. It's, it's fairy dust. It's not.
So yeah, exactly.
So here is Kamala talking about Ecclesiastes, but she doesn't say Ecclesiastes.
You know, there's a time for patience,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a time for impatience. That's not in Ecclesiastics, but
Now, these are little things that don't really matter. Ecclesiastics? I'm just saying it wasn't the best day for Kamala Harris.
Sometimes your mouth gets dry.
Right.
It happens.
Right. So, let's go to the interview, at least portions of the interview. But remember, Stephanie Ruhle said she didn't give a clear and direct answer. It's okay because we're not talking about clear and direct issues. So, when asked about lowering housing costs, this is your industry, right? This
Yeah,
is your
I heard a good bit
market.
of this yesterday, yeah.
And so here is Kamala answering the question of how to lower housing costs.
And assistance to state and local governments around transit dollars. And looking holistically at the connection between that and housing. And looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
Holistic.
There's not one thing she said that would lower the cost of it.
What about the holistic approach?
Will not.
What's wrong with the holistic approach?
Because there'll be more agencies involved, and those agencies don't work for free. Therefore, there will be more.
Actually, that's what I heard too. It's the same commie gobbledygook of like holistic means we get to control every aspect.
And that's what they're.
And we're not going to
want
solve
do
any
now.
one problem until we solve like all the problems at the same time.
But it doesn't happen.
But then it doesn't happen, and that's because you didn't spend enough money because you couldn't. You're greedy and you want to keep your money that you earned.
Yep.
But it's got to be looking holistically at a holistic manner. Again,
You'll be looking at a hole, all right.
this is like Sean Hannity interviewing Trump. Like, which Trump does those types of interviews. But that's really the best you got? The New York Times comes out and says, of this interview, it elicited few details as Kamala avoided direct questions about how she would govern and why some voters remain fond of the former President Trump's stewardship of the economy. She gave, quote, basic and predictable questions without roundabout responses that did not provide a substantive answer.
Yeah. But that's what else do you expect?
A hard-hitting Harris interview is yet to come, writes the New York Times.
Won't happen.
From Axios. The interview was with somebody who went on TV last Friday and said, I'm basically voting for Kamala Harris. From Politico. The campaign's decision to select Rule, a friendly interviewer for Harris, for the first national solo sit-down has drawn criticism. Yeah, no crap. Daniel Dale of CNN. Harris made a false claim about the jobs record of her Republican opponent, former President Donald Trump. Glenn Kessler of the Washington Post. Harris flubs manufacturing jobs claim. And like the list goes on as on. PolitiFact even says Harris sticks to talking points on MSNBC. Again, not the greatest day for Kamala Harris. Now, before we continue on with some of this interview that everybody's widely panning, I want to teach Kamala how it's done. You know what? I don't think I'm as good as this person. When you're asked a question, you just give the answer. You don't vacillate, or whatever that word is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't obfuscate. You don't dilly-dally. You get to the point. You're like Hemingway. Terse, economical prose. Just get to the point. Kind of like I'm not doing right now.
Right.
So this kid is asked a question on CNN. It's only a 6-second clip because he's so to the point. He's so brief.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear the name Kamala Harris? Liar.
Well.
For those who didn't catch that, wow.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear the name Kamala Harris? Liar.
Yeah. That kid.
He's going
Make
places.
him president.
He's going places.
Let's lower the age. The wisdom of babes. Let that kid run the show. Because I love the confidence, too. Just liar.
Put it out there.
Yeah. You know, kids say the darndest things.
He doesn't know the rules yet.
Ah, you're right. You're right. He doesn't understand that when you mature, you have to give up your ideals, number one, and you have to kiss everybody's ass.
Have to play the game a little bit, yeah.
Right. If you want to make it in this world.
Yep.
Or something like that. Now, Harris is asked about immigration, and this clip drives me up a wall.
Okay.
Not necessarily just because of what Harris says. It's because I predicted this months and months and months ago. Thank you, Senator James Langford.
Solid dude.
She goes on in this clip to say, well, in some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, they put together a great bipartisan immigration bill. No, it wasn't a great bipartisan immigration bill.
It's garbage.
James Langford is either on the take, controlled, bought and paid for, just another quizzling Republican, or he's too stupid to know what he was doing, which is possible.
Going with on the take for 200.
But was it Mike Lee that proposed this? Was it Rand Paul? Was it Ron Johnson? Most conservative, really, Kamala. But honestly, I don't blame Kamala. Because this line you saw it coming a mile away. We saw it coming months ago. Why even engage with this? And I think it's because a lot of the Republican establishment loves to play this game. They don't want Trump to win. Mitch McConnell does not want Trump to win.
Correct.
So many of them don't. They'd rather he lose, and we can move on and go back to Nikki Haley.
Yep.
Who's got a new show on Sirius XM. It's sad. It's just like, I remember Trump calling me bird brain. Okay, bird brain.
Yeah.
But here's Harris. At the end, after she does the talking point of we had this bipartisan legislation, she says something interesting.
People there that are stressed, that feel that they're at capacity. Communities around the country that have legal immigration, many have said we're at capacity.
Right.
And many feel like the government has said to them, well, adapt, sit down, be quiet. This is how it is. What would a Harris administration do for those communities?
Actually, I think this is a fair question. It's actually a good question. Pretty straightforward.
Who've taken in many, many legal immigrants, but are at capacity?
Well, first of all, we do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others,
proposed a border security bill.
It wouldn't have fixed
That would have put
it.
1,500 new border agents on the border
Which
to
wouldn't
help
have fixed
those
it.
hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock.
Wouldn't have fixed
Would
it.
have put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and
I don't believe
devastating
you.
communities. Would have put more resources into our ability to prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted. Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told him to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president,
Listen,
if the American people will have me, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law. And we need a comprehensive plan that includes what we need to do to fortify not only our border, but deal with the fact that we also need to create pathways for people to earn citizenship. There are.
So we're back to pathways to citizenship. That bipartisan bill wouldn't have fixed squat.
Nope.
In fact, it codified what they're already doing in many ways.
Yeah. Doing it anyway.
Thank you, James Langford. Dope. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Hey, you know something that makes me happy?
What's that?
Talking about Dylan rings.
Oh, dude, you saw it was on Facebook.
I did see. They've got a new
Beautiful.
product out there. It's like a flex bracelet.
Beautiful bracelet. Diamonds all over it.
And they're like, they're modular, so you can connect a few of them, make it into a necklace.
That's beautiful. I just know it's got some bling, baby.
Yeah, and it's very sturdy. So it's a new inventory alert. Leslie just got some flexible sterling silver CV bracelets in. You got to come twist them up to believe how flexible they really are. These will stand up to everyday wear. They'll stack with themselves or other bracelets. So again, it could be just a bracelet. You get a few of them, turns into a necklace.
That's right.
And they're so cool, even your dog will want one, which, you know, I've been seeing a lot of big men with little dogs walking around the neighborhood.
Almost toting them like a purse?
Yeah, no, not even toting them. Like out in the rain, and it's this little
I
Chihuahua
see.
or Dachshund that's like a 300-poundy guy is out there. And I'm like, get that dog a flexi bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
Little
Put some bling on that
on
dog.
that little dog because that dog's living large.
Yep.
But they're only $250.
It's not bad at all.
And
Such a
you
beautiful
can't
piece.
go wrong. Go get some today before they run out of stock. Really cool. Very durable. Looks great. And I'm even seeing, they've got a photo of a dog wearing one, a few connected as a collar.
Nice.
It's a good look. And of course, Dylan Rings is a full service jewelry shop. They can help you across the board with any and all of your jewelry problems. Could be repairs you want to get done, including watch repairs. Could be you want to do a spot treatment. So
Good
that
idea.
older jewelry shines and shimmers like it's brand new again. Could be you're looking for an appraisal.
It's a good idea, too.
I'm just scratching the surface here. We haven't even mentioned the custom design work Josh can do.
That's right.
In fact, we'll tell you more about Dylan Rings a little later in the program, but stop by there today at 119 Brown Springs Road, just off of Atlanta Highway here in Montgomery. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
Montgomery Men's Health has years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call Montgomery Men's Health at 334-440-3663 or visit montgomerymenshealth.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now. Dial 334-440-3663 or visit montgomerymenshealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health, making it happen.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Chad. Hey, Chad, how you doing?
What's up, and guys?
How you doing,
are y'all?
Chad?
Hey, that little kid was a liar. What he should have said is, she's a holistic liar.
Oh, yes.
Since that seems to be the phrase of the day, if we just holistically think about having the spirit of holisticness, then in a holistic manner, we'll be able to, crap 3 million houses in a heartbeat. All we got to do is, everybody get together, be holistic, have some joy, and clap, right?
Right.
And then, feed a unicorn Skittles, and he'll fart a rainbow.
And then we'll let that inspire us by helping us to be inspired as
inspiring.
Right, as we read Ecclesiastics.
Yeah. Hey, did you happen to see the new Gallup poll?
Yes.
Yes, an R+3.
It's amazing.
Pretty serious. That's you know what? There's a few people in the Democrat Party, some politicos, who are being honest about this, and I think they smell it in the air. One of them is John Fetterman.
Yep.
Who's basically telling them, you got to see what's on the ground, because it ain't what you're pumping up people about. The other, James Carville on CNN yesterday, which was amazing, and even Christine Whitman, she's another one who's from Michigan, is saying, these polls aren't what I'm seeing on the ground here. And now you're starting to see the trend. Now you have the Quinnipiac poll flipping again, and now it's Trump up one, and a very liberal poll that's usually off by about 2 or 3 points at the end, and off in favor of Democrats.
Right.
And so I don't know if a lot of people know this, they get all upset or they get wrapped around the axle on national polls. If Trump is even 1 or 2 or even 3 points down, he would still win. And that's what people don't seem to understand, because the national poll is skewed because you have states like California that have, 60 million people, but they only get so many electoral votes.
Well, and then did you see the video out of Arizona State University? All these college kids signing up, and as they're signing up to vote, they're throwing MAGA hats into the crowd. It's like hundreds of people in red hats, and that's on a college campus. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I think another just kind of an anecdotal story is the whole thing that happened at UNC when the Hezbollah types tried to take the American flag down. And they've done that twice now, and the frat bros went out there and said, "Hell no,
not
we're
today."
not doing that." So, all this is anecdotal, but the polls, the battleground state polls, are definitely moving in favor of Trump, and they are in favor of Trump and have been for a while. But now we're starting to see them all coalesce with the national polls, and then we're getting like the Gallup, poll saying R+3. And the thing that gets me is I think a lot of these polls are using the wrong sample, because they have an organization that they go to every June, I think maybe it's May, where they calculate what the proper makeup of a polling audience should be. How many Republicans, how many Democrats, how many Independents, what is it this year, right? And traditionally it's going to be D+2, Democrat +2, Democrat +3, But that organization this year said, sorry, we've got more registered Republicans. We got R+1.
Well, and just to underline this for folks, Democrats have led in party affiliation since the age of Reagan, except for 2004. Here's a quote from Gallup. Quote, Democrats have won presidential elections in years in which they had larger than normal advantages in party affiliation, including 92, 96, 08, 2012, 2020. In years when the advantage was narrower, 2004 and 2016, for example, Republicans won in the Electoral College, if not also the popular vote.
Yeah, that's
big deal.
Exactly right. So Trump could be down, 2 percentage points in the national poll, but he would still probably win the national, and would definitely win the Electoral College. But if it ends up being an R+3 decision, and if you look at the past 6 or 7 elections that Gallup shows you there, it's pretty close to the margin of error, or to the spread on the actual vote. I mean, it's like within a half a point. So if it says it's a D+4 year like Obama, well then Obama won by maybe 3.7. something like that.
Right.
So, I mean, it's close. So it's a pretty accurate predictor. The actual party affiliation is a pretty accurate predictor of what the final result would be. And if it's an R+3, that is an electoral landslide. And I think, I think we're going to see some surprises. I think we're going to see some House seats and some Senate seats that are going to surprise us. Like Sherrod Brown is down 2 in Ohio now to his Republican opponent. Yeah, down 2. So, and of course we're going to pick up West Virginia. We're going to pick up Montana. And, all the Democrats are going back to fool's gold, thinking they're going to win against Tim Scott in Florida.
Well, and this could bode well in our own backyard for Caroline Dobson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. It could. Depending on how your turnout is and everything.
There you go.
Anyway, it's all interesting. At that interview, and I trying to figure out what Katie Rule was wearing. She looked like the little Wednesday girl off of the Addams Family, the way she was dressed. It was like,
wait, Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Remember the little girl's name was Wednesday, or maybe it was Tuesday. I don't remember her name. It was day of the week.
Well, I'm looking at it now. She ain't no Jenna Ortega. I'll give her.
Right, man. But I mean, she was giving all these softballs. She literally it was gobbledygook. I mean, literally gobbledygook. Well, what are you going to do? If we're going to have all these tax issues, you're going to raise taxes. How are you going to do that when you're probably going to have a Republican Senate? Well, we just have to do it. I'm like, well, you've been there 3.5 years and you haven't been able to do it. You got to have both. I mean, that's the kind of BS that she's been running on. It is just absolute. And the way she said it, she looks stunned, like she didn't realize that. I mean, you're a senator, and you don't realize you've got to have both.
I've been saying for a while she's a puppet. She's all sizzle without the steak. And
dumb as a bag of rocks. Actually, that's an insult to rocks. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Okay?
Great hearing from you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad.
Well, we got to hit this top of the hour break. Be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Fast-moving Category 2 Hurricane Helene is advancing across the Gulf of Mexico toward Florida, threatening a catastrophic storm surge in northwestern parts of the state, as well as damaging winds, rains, flash floods, hundreds of miles inland across much of the southeastern U.S. Landfall is expected by evening. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits last week fell to the lowest level in 4 months. The Labor Department reports that applications for jobless claims fell by 4,000 to 218,000 for the week of September 21st. That's fewer than the 224,000 analysts were expecting. Stocks remain higher. The Dow is adding 216 points. The NASDAQ Composite up 32. This is SRN News.
We've been witnessing troubling signs that we're on the cusp of a major economic bust. High inflation, growing national debt, and global uncertainties are all flashing warning signals. Are you prepared for what's coming next? I'm Lance Wallnow, a Christian news analyst. The Bible tells us that the wise man sees danger coming and takes precautions. By diversifying into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group, you can protect your God-given assets through both stable and turbulent times. Gold has been a trusted store of value for thousands of years, weathering economic storms that have wiped out other forms of wealth. Here's the best part. With the help of Birch Gold, you can convert your 401k or IRA to a gold IRA, tax-free and penalty-free. To learn more, text the word FAITH to 989898 for a free info kit on gold. Take the next step to secure your financial future before these warning signs turn into a full-blown crisis. Text FAITH to the number 989898 now for your free gold IRA info kit. Birch Gold Group is the only company I trust. There's no obligation. So text FAITH to 989898, and I pray this information helps you achieve prosperity and peace of mind.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with Rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Emergency supplies are rolling into Montgomery. Maxwell Air Force Base and the Federal Emergency Management Agency are working to stockpile aid ahead of Hurricane Helene. Approximately 450 trucks are expected to arrive at Maxwell, each loaded with thousands of pounds of emergency supplies. An Alabama man is accused of attempting to hire someone to murder his family. According to court records, 63-year-old A.H. Muhammad offered to pay $20,000 for the murder of his wife and an additional $5,000 for each of his 6 children. A.H. Muhammad is the owner of American Plumbing Service in Homewood, Alabama. Tuskegee University has received accreditation for a new aviation program. Tuskegee becomes the only historically black institution in Alabama to have an aviation program where students can become certified pilots. Classes will begin in January at the same field where the legendary Tuskegee Airmen once trained. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
ABC Tonight.
I'm Joan, and I'm your first Golden Bachelorette.
Joan's getting a second chance.
This is about everybody like me, navigating, trying to find love at this age.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have hope. Because love never ages.
Golden age doesn't mean you're old. Old is a state of mind. I got a lot of living to do.
The Golden Bachelorette.
Tonight at 7 p.m. on ABC 32.
Gordon Ramsay, I thought I heard someone shouting obscenities.
Fox Thursdays are about to cook with Gordon Ramsay and Joel McHale.
Preheat your ovens and your brains.
Tonight, it's the season premiere of Hell's Kitchen's most competitive season ever.
This is Hell's Kitchen, head chefs only.
Then, Crime Scene Kitchen returns with all new baking mysteries.
Drama, pressure, baked goods.
Tonight on Fox 20.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it. Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today. The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
In politics, man must learn to rise above principle.
It's all a fugazi. You know what fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's a fake.
Yeah, fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real. Right?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. And I really appreciate Chad's call because, he laid into it. This new Gallup poll states that the number of issues favor Republicans in the 2024 election. Chief among them, the fact that more Americans identify as Republicans than Democrats. In an average of Gallup polls taken between July and September, 48% of voters surveyed either identified as Republicans or leaned Republican, while 45% of the voters identified as Democrats or leaned Democrat. 46% of voters thought the GOP was better able to handle the most important problem facing the country, as opposed to 41% who chose the Democrats. Gallup listed the issues that voters thought were most important as the economy and immigration. 50% of voters deemed the GOP better equipped to keep America prosperous, while 46% thought the Democrats would do the job better. A whopping difference came between the 54% of voters who thought the GOP was better able to keep America safe from the international threats and 40% who chose the Democrats. And again, these are trends. The closest thing to publicly available polls that are objective is things like Gallup, because it's just so freaking old.
Yeah.
They've been doing it a long time. I throw Pew Research into that, their work they do. But even Gallup, you got to wonder, okay, is this happy talk? What's happening here? But again, I'm not the wonk numbers guy. It really isn't I'm never going to be that guy. I'm just come to peace with that. I try to go off of, okay, what are the different brainwashing schemes being thrown out there right now? Which way is the cat jumping in terms of the propaganda? And it does seem like what Trump and team are throwing out there is much more effective. Not that everything is true. It's that it seems to have a lot more energy and I think vision that is very different than this sort of Kamala tying herself into word salads and knots in that regard. And Democrats trying to say, you didn't see us replace Biden out of thin air.
Right.
Like so many things people saw happen.
Well, the Trump campaign seemed much more honest, much more open, clear.
Yeah. And this, of course, leads to Trump being undisciplined. Like, think back to the convention, man.
Yeah.
Now, think back how long Trump spoke. It's like, okay, Mr. President, like, he should have just told the story of that day and then got out of there, in my humble opinion.
He likes to talk.
I know.
He's a communicator.
This is the point. And we made this point earlier in the week. Think whatever you will of Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. If you actually look who is authentically themselves, who is their own person, who's their own man, it's Trump. Who tells Trump what to do?
Trump.
All right. Who tells Kamala what to do?
This is the panel.
Yeah, the donors.
The panel. Yeah.
Easily, all day, every day.
Who would you rather hear you tell a story?
Trump. Yeah, he's funnier.
I mean, 5 minutes. You got a 5-minute cap. I think one of us would put you to sleep.
He's a better dancer, too.
Yeah, I like his moves.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's like going to win a break dancing competition.
Although I know somebody could be. Olympic person.
Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert.
Robert, what's happening, man?
Hey, guys, I appreciate it. And I just want to give kudos to your show and the previous caller before the commercial break with all the polls. And I mean, he was so smart. I loved listening to him.
Yeah, Chad's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, Chad, you got my thumbs up. You know, I just now learned about YouTube. You're supposed to give a thumbs up if you like something and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to call your show and give you my thumbs up because Joey, you and Eddie put on Miss Harris, BP Harris, and for me, listening to her is what makes me want to vote for Donald Trump. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense?
Does that make any sense?
It makes perfect sense, Robert.
Right. When I listen to her, and you know I don't follow nobody, Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm my own man, right?
Right.
But when I listen to her, it makes me want to vote for her, Donald Trump, even more. And that's why I appreciate your show. And Joey, you guys, man, y'all putting on a good show, and you say a lot of great things that I love hearing.
Thank you, Robert.
Appreciate it, Robert.
Thanks, man. Thanks
See
for
you,
the
brother.
call. Say a lot of crazy things, too. We say a lot of stupid things. We say a lot. I think we say some good things.
Yeah, occasionally we get it right.
Occasionally.
Hey, you ready for this headline?
Mm-hmm.
Local officer's bullet stopped Trump's shooter's gunfire before Secret Service shot.
Wow.
That's right off Fox just a few minutes ago.
Wow.
And
wait, which attempt? The first one?
Yeah. That was the rumor that day
Wow.
one.
So it was a local officer.
Local officer.
And they knew about him. They knew Thomas Matthew Crooks was there in a problem, 20, almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And didn't take Trump off stage.
Yeah. And that was the rumor from day one, and they downplayed the crap out of that. But witness
And so it was a
testifies.
local person.
It was a local cop.
Give that guy a medal.
Yep. Hey, at least they didn't go after him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and then the more body cam footage you see, like the guy, we're like, oh, that guy who jumped up on the ledge and he went back down. What's his problem? No, when you see like what he was having to deal with,
yeah,
like he didn't have much time to do much anything.
He didn't.
Yeah, think about trying to pull yourself up, your whole body weight, look over, a gun straight in your face, so you drop down, and that's when the guy turns around and starts shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's that got my attention. That got my attention.
So that's breaking.
Yep.
Wow. Absolutely crazy.
But why is it just coming out now?
Well, the hearing's ongoing today.
You're right, and that's actually where that came from one of the witnesses.
And we might, in the breaks here, try to find some
Okay.
of the latest coming out of that hearing. But lots coming out from the congressional hearing today. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Randy. What's going on?
Hey, Randy, what's happening, buddy?
Man, I'm just the rain's finally stopped up here to me, Eddie.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's get outside and do something. I ain't no house cat, so it kills me to have to stay in this
Sit there and
house.
watch it rain.
Oh Jesus! But Eddie, I'm gonna ask you this question. You may or may not know because I'm afraid my friend Joey might talk around me instead of to me.
All right. What you got?
I think I seen him at a well-known restaurant last week with a woman. Is that possible that happened?
No.
No, it's actually impossible.
What restaurant?
It wouldn't have mattered. The woman part that throws it off right there.
I agree, but what restaurant? I like to keep my ladies as house cats, Randy.
Hey, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
He may be giving himself away because he said, what restaurant?
There's only one, and if there was a woman there, she was just sitting down to take his order. That's
Yeah, no, I think I went to Chappie's with my grandfather Saturday morning, and then I didn't go out the rest of the weekend.
Well, so we're making progress. We went out one time.
Then we do that every Saturday.
All right.
We go to Chappie's, we go to Smokehouse Barbecue.
There you go.
Joey, I know this ain't part of your show, but we got to find you a woman, man. It just seems to happen.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I think about that sometimes, but then I think about, I know Joey, some days he has miserable days. Imagine if there was a woman in his life, how miserable and how often those days would be.
Thank you, Eddie.
Instead of just every so often.
Every other day.
Right. Exactly.
Plus, I might have a story to tell that I can't tell right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, down the road. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I share everything on the air.
That's a good idea,
Joy.
believe you me.
Hey, Joy, when you tell that story, I'd like to meet you and Eddie and buy y'all lunch. I'd like to hear it.
It's going to be a long story. Might go into dinner.
Yeah, let's plan on dinner and drinks.
That's all right. We'll go ahead and eat dinner. Then after that story, I'll probably be hungry again.
Pretty much, I think so.
All right.
Hey.
Enough airtime for me. He gone.
See you, Eddie.
No, that is funny though. I think I saw Joey with a woman at a restaurant. I'm like, no, you
I didn't.
Unless I'm like got a Tyler Durden situation going on here. No, you didn't. 'Cause I don't remember that.
Well, plus you're a smart enough guy and you got a big enough name that you can't go to local places. You got to go out of town. You don't want people recognizing you.
I don't mind
you
it.
Bothering you.
I don't mind it.
Whatever.
Now, years ago, this was like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I did go on a date here in Montgomery with a young lady.
Okay.
And it's a restaurant now closed. It was over in Cloverdale. I can't even remember the A&P or something that area.
Mm-hmm.
And we sit down, and as we're trying to order drinks, he goes, "Wait, you're Joey Clark," and I'm like, "Man, I got to tip this guy." That works. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Of
course, it makes me bashful.
Of course, it makes you go red. I'm the same way. It makes you go red.
Well, and then later in the day, she goes, "Everything you eat is fried?"
Then I'm glad I hope there was a second date because I can already tell that was a waste of time.
Oh, no, that was another story that I'm really not in the mood to tell. Let's just say her idol was Tallulah Bankhead.
Really?
Yeah, so what a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fun, but
a lot of cuckoos.
Those free spirits come with all sorts of
Yes, they do, Joey.
I think she's been traveling Europe for years now.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I got free spirit.
No, hope she's doing well.
Of course.
Anyway, one must be serious, Eddie.
Yeah.
Tariffs aren't unique to President Trump. President Biden has tariffs in place. He's actually looking to potentially implement more. Where do you come out on? Is there a good tariff, a bad tariff?
Well, part of it is you don't just throw around the idea of just tariffs across the board, and that's
Why
part
not?
of the problem with Donald Trump. Frankly, I'm going to, and I say this in all sincerity, he's just not very serious about how he thinks about some of these issues. And one must be serious.
Has she ever won a negotiation?
No. Has she ever won any votes to be in the job she's in?
Like, why would you threaten? Yeah, Trump's also the same guy that made the whole G7 go, when he goes, what if we have, like, no barriers?
Right. Who got the folks to pay up for NATO?
Yeah. Maybe if you threaten the worst, like, yeah, I'm willing to hurt my own country just to spite you, it makes people pay attention. The whole story about where he wanted to build Trump Tower, right?
Yeah.
You remember that.
But she says that he doesn't take it seriously.
I think he does.
The world takes him very seriously.
Yeah.
Much more seriously than they take her.
Yes. Well, and to that point, I've learned not to, be too libertarian about this.
I see.
When Trump will say really crazy things on foreign policy. And you're like, oh no, the nukes are about to fly. Oh no, like, yeah, goodness gracious, what's going to happen next? Especially the whole like Kim Jong-un early on.
Early on, but who was right?
Fat little rocket man will never have nuclear weapons. But did you see what Trump said about Iran's threats?
Saw something yesterday.
And this plays into what Harris is saying, like, one must be serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you are literally just showing your hand.
Yep.
And yes, the United States has thought itself the hegemon, the sole superpower in the world for so long, we can just get away without having a strategy. We'll just do whatever we want. We don't have to, negotiate in a hardball way.
How's that working out?
Not well.
Right.
So here's Trump, because all these threats against Trump are coming in directly from Iran. Did you see the video the Iranians put out? The 3D thing they put out?
Yes.
Animation? For folks who didn't see it, it was like a drone car driving up to a gas station. It had facsimiles or simulations that looked like Trump on the course and all this stuff. Yeah.
And where was their leader yesterday? Who had more?
Oh, in New York City.
Right. Who had more police protection yesterday, him or Trump?
Him. In New York City for the United Nations.
Right.
So here's Trump responding to all that. Let's listen in.
If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that. And there would be no more threats. There would be no more threats. But right now, we don't have that leadership or the necessary people, the necessary leaders. We have two people, not one. We don't even know who our president is right now.
We don't.
Who is our president right now?
Good question.
We really don't know, but we have two people, not one, that only keep looking. And when you do that, when you just look, trouble always ensues. So it's big trouble for our country. Meanwhile, we have the president of Iran in our country this week. We have large security forces guarding him, and yet they're threatening our former president and the leading candidate to become the next president of the United States. Certainly a strange set of circumstances.
And he wasn't, Iran's president, the only leader of state, if you could call this next person that, in America, bad-mouthing one side of this campaign. So let's now go from Trump to his running mate, J.D. Vance.
Good guy.
And Vance is asked, I really like that he's doing these, he takes questions directly from reporters, but it's a crowd.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of a Q&A rally.
Right.
I think it's a great format. More politicians, right or left, should do it. Like, I think it's a really cool format.
Yeah, but it kind of makes them answer the question.
Yeah, but it's also in your favor because you got a crowd that likes you.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you can play to the crowd a little bit.
Okay.
But here's J.D. Vance being asked about Vladimir Zelensky. Go play piano with your penis again.
He said, and can you detail how a Trump-Vance administration would end the war in Ukraine?
Well, look, the details for how Donald Trump is going to end the war in Ukraine is by not being weak and not being dumb, which is unfortunately something you can't say for the current administration. It's very simple.
Yep.
Russia didn't invade a single one of their neighbors for the 4 years that Donald Trump was president. And on the president before him and the president after him, somehow Russia keeps on invading their neighbors. It's because they don't respect American leadership and because our leaders aren't smart. So what Donald Trump brings back is not just strength, but intelligence to the Oval Office. And I think that's really all you need to end this war. Because, look, it is not in America's interest. It's not in Ukraine's interest. It's not in Europe's interest for this war to go on indefinitely. Now, you said that Zelensky criticized something I said. First of all, that's not a plan. That's me talking about one possible scenario for how this thing might ultimately end. But look, I don't appreciate Zelensky coming to this country and telling the American taxpayers what they ought to do. He ought to say thank you to the American taxpayers.
Yeah. It is strange. $8 billion arms package being sent over to Ukraine out of that hundreds of billions they already authorized in the Congress.
It's coming to an end, though, Joey.
Good job, Mike Johnson. So, just good job, Republican Party. Because honestly, whether it was Mike Johnson or Kevin McCarthy or Matt Gaetz himself, if you're going to have an entire wing of the party that is more interested in protecting the donor class, protecting the establishment, protecting these entrenched interests, then nothing's going to get done. Except to the benefit of all those groups I just named. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. But this is what I mentioned to Chad as well. It's a scene at Arizona State University. Let's just check it out, Eddie.
Are you registered to vote? Yeah.
So what are we seeing here? Like, we're seeing it's on a college campus, like on, say, a quad or out concourse somewhere. And it's a huge crowd.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving away some Hats.
I would say easily hundreds, which is a
easily
big
hundreds,
crowd
yeah.
there on a college concourse like that.
Mhm.
And
A lot
as
of
they
red and white.
register to vote, they are tossing out MAGA hats.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of people signing up in the battleground state of Arizona.
Yep.
Chick's pretty cute.
Joey, if you go to that campus, you will not find an unattractive person.
Yeah, I heard that. Is that still a party school?
Yeah, I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah, number 2 or 3 this past couple years.
Arizona's a pretty crazy place, I hear. It's like got a little bit of Alabama in it.
Like a lot of Alabama in it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But then it's got that weird, like, we went west energy to it.
They got a
that
nice,
cowboy frontiersman sort of thing.
got a nicer tan.
Oh, yeah. Well, would you rather do the Alabama humidity or the dry heat out there?
Really the humidity, because I think I'm used to it. When we went out there, dude, it was like going just from parking our car to a restaurant, that 30-second. It's
like fry you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you stand too long, I remember one time I was like, it feels like my bottom of my shoe's getting soft because it's just asphalt so hot.
Yeah. No, I've gotten used to the humidity as well.
And at night, the crazy thing was, like in the summer, it was, I think when we were out there, it was like 110, super hot.
Right.
But at night, it was getting down to the 50s, 60s. That was weird.
How much do you buy into the theory that, like, a culture, in part, is really a reflection of, like, your geography and your climate?
That's a big part of it, yeah.
Like, the culture in the Southeast is the way it is in many regards because of how hot and humid it is
Same
so
up
many
north.
times a year.
Yeah.
Same up north.
Yeah.
It's, you're snow covered for
Temperature,
so long.
yeah.
Or like Southern California. Like, it's such a paradise that we can do whatever we want.
They actually get to enjoy all the seasons. You know?
No, that, especially California, it's like, it's so idyllic, except for the, fires. It's so idyllic, though, in terms of the weather that I think it makes people relax.
Key West, except for times like today.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what's so funny, too. Some of the most beautiful, relaxing places on earth. Every once in a while, they're the worst places.
Right,
on
the
earth.
worst place in the world to be.
Right. Whereas around here, it's kind of,
Yeah.
though Tornado Alley has moved into our territory.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, and that's something that's moved up around me. Like I said, 20 years ago, we used to never get them, but in the last 10 years, we've had 5 within 3 miles of my house.
Yeah,
and it's
unreal,
what's
dude.
going on?
Yeah, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to hit a break. But
All right,
first,
let's
this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. So if you have a plumbing issue, Cole Plumbing is the place to call, folks. Could be everyday problems like a clogged drain or low water pressure.
Could be.
Hey, if you pour like a cap of Drano into that, say, kitchen sink and it works, okay, it worked.
Hey, all right.
It doesn't work? Don't pour more in there.
Does no good to add more.
Because you're going to destroy your pipes.
Only makes
You're
things
going to
worse.
destroy the garbage disposal.
Yes.
Like, have a professional come look at that. In fact, if it is a big, like, stoppage, like backup, say, like a shower, yeah, you want pros to really get in there. Don't be pouring caustic chemicals.
No, you
down
don't want to
there
do that.
Where you get cleaned up every day.
Oh, the worst is, though, in the morning, Joey, when you flush your toilet and you see the shower start gurgling up.
Well, and that could be something like a tree root invasion.
Yes.
Ugh.
But that's what they specialize in.
Right. They do specialize in that. And of course, they can also help you with big leaks inside or outside the home. And because of this proprietary pipelining technology, it's sort of a liquid-based tech that hardens very quickly. They can pinpoint where the leak is, and without having to tear out a bunch of drywall inside the house or dig up a huge hole in your yard, they can find the leak and solve the problem with precision and expertise. And of course, they can also help you upgrade to, say, a tankless water heater
That's right.
system. Or maybe you're getting up there in age, so you want a toilet that can get up there to meet you.
A little
'Cause
friendlier
the hips,
at the knees,
the
yeah.
hips and knees aren't working as well. You don't want it to be a chore having to do your business. Or maybe you're adding new accessories to the bathroom or kitchen. Anything to do with plumbing, Cole Plumbing has your back. So call them today at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You probably know lots of people you trust to mow your lawn or wash your car. But when it comes to electrical work, you're picky. And you should be. See, electricity is complicated and potentially dangerous. The sad truth is, each year there are thousands of home fires caused by faulty wiring. Crosby Electric has been serving the river region for almost 50 years. Their technicians are held to the highest standards of the profession. To wear the Crosby Electric uniform, you have to undergo background checks, rigorous drug testing, continuous education, and safety training. The technicians at Crosby are specialists. They don't do plumbing. They don't fix air conditioners. They simply provide superior electric service in a safe and timely manner. Don't take chances. When you need electrical work, or if you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us online at crosbyelectric.com.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hey Montgomery, ready to have some fun and support a great cause? Join us as WAKA celebrates 10 amazing years of Tickled Pink at the Tickled Pink Out Party. On Saturday, September 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., head down to Riverwalk Stadium. It's going to be a day packed with family-friendly fun for everyone. Over 70 local vendors will be there offering shopping, health and wellness info, and more. We've got a kids area with bounce houses, RC fun, games, and even your favorite characters. And for the football fans, we haven't forgotten you. Check out the Man Cave area to catch the college games. Hungry? Numerous food trucks and concessions will be ready to serve up delicious eats all day long. Plus, we're giving away cash and prizes. And don't miss the big moment. Our Survivor Makeover winner will be revealed with a stadium parade honoring all breast cancer survivors. So grab your pink gear and join us. All proceeds go to the Cancer Wellness Foundation. Kids 12 and under get in free. Go to WAKA.com to purchase your tickets today. Let's paint the town pink, Montgomery.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
No one wants to wait on service for an overhead door. With 20 years in the industry, you now have access to the best with All Access Overhead Door. All Access Overhead Doors offers prompt professional service at affordable prices on all service and new garage doors for residential and commercial locations. All Access Overhead Door serves the river region and can take care of whatever you need when it comes to your overhead door. Remember, you have access to the best. All Access Overhead Door. Call and schedule an appointment today. 320-2440. And like them on Facebook. They sell the best and service the rest.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the river region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Have you heard the news? Capital Tractor will soon be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. With lots of Kubota inventory, we're going to sell it instead of move it. Our big moving sale is a great time to get a great deal on a Kubota at Capital Tractor in Montgomery.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah. Cocaine
So, you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Joey Clark.
Shut up, Kamala. Welcome back to the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. 334-272-9228 if you want to get on the conversation. Again, that's 272-9228. By the way, I really think this kid who was on CNN should be given a medal as well. Like that one guy that was able to, the local cop take out the assassin, like early, would-be assassin. I think you need to throw that kid in who was asked on CNN, what do you think about Kamala?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, liar. Man, give that kid a medal, too. We're giving out medals to everybody today.
Do you think Trump knows or has known who stopped his assassin the whole time?
Possibly.
I think he did.
Possibly. Now, the big news today is apparently that Mayor Eric Adams, in my opinion, was arrested for probably what all mayors do, especially big city mayors.
What's going on out there in New York, man? I mean, they got the mayor, let's see, Menendez, like Robert said, Menendez was caught with the gold bars.
Oh, of New Jersey, yeah.
I mean, what's going on up there, man?
I don't know what's going on up there. Like, before we get to that, though, and listen to the mayor of New York City, because he put out a video saying they're about to do things and it's just not true. And
okay.
He kind of got in front of it. First, before we get off the whole Kamala thing, somebody we know, Eddie, weighed in on national TV about Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah?
And professional Democrats, not, everyday people, but professional Democrats and certain independents that still trust the corporate media,
Rubes,
they can't stand this guy we know. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Well, there's several. I would think Jeff Dice would probably be one of them.
No, but Jeff's high profile, but not, he more like works behind the scenes.
Would this be a pretty young lady?
No.
Really?
No, it would be a man.
Oh, no, I'm lost.
Who's called into the show.
I would just have to say probably our good old buddy Coach.
You are correct. Here's Coach Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville calling out Harris. Let's listen in.
Give you basic 101 economics. It's embarrassing that we would even put her in this situation. She should drop out today and let somebody else run.
No.
I don't know how they plan on getting her across the finish line. President Trump's going to win this. The polls are wrong. Everywhere I go, everybody's saying, Coach, we have to get President Trump across the line. How in the world is she going to be the leader of the free world if she can't give you basic 101 economics?
He's got a good point, and I think it's a point a lot of people have brought up. And how does she handle it? Well, she goes into the word salad.
Well, have you heard of modern monetary theory, Coach? No, there's always a theory to back up all sorts of stupidities.
Yeah, but ask her
pretenses for more power and control.
Ask her to give me details. I have not heard it. Tell me all about it. And I bet she gets about a minute and a half in before she turns it. Even not that long before it turns to word salad.
But people are going crazy. Like, how dare the dumbest senator in America even say anything about our queen?
The dumbest senator?
Oh, yeah. He's been called all sorts of names, man.
That's just untrue. There's much dumber senators out there than him by far.
Yeah. I suppose.
No, by far.
Yeah. Well, one has become best friends with our other senator.
I know.
John Fetterman.
All I can think about is the little child in the Frankenstein movie.
Okay, so, I'm trying to be nice here, but what did Katie Britt put out with Fetterman this week? Oh, no, it had to do with social media.
Yes.
And they want to put like disclaimer labels on social media. So as you're scrolling, a pop-up comes up and it says, here's how unhealthy social media is for your mental health and all this stuff. Here's all the stats, which I think are true stats.
Okay.
but this will be required. So as you're scrolling,
So
you to see this might be killing you.
So I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I know what might be killing me and what might
But
not.
it's to protect the children.
No, that's a guy's that's just a veil that people use when there's something else there.
So we don't like this idea?
I don't. I think it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
me either.
Sometimes we have to let stupid people be stupid.
Yeah.
We cannot, and I'm drive around Montgomery. I'm so sick of the dumbing down of traffic
Oh,
for
what do you mean?
morons
What do
in
you mean?
Montgomery. You know exactly what I
No,
mean.
I don't.
Let's see these stupid roundabouts in these neighborhoods that do not work, by the way, are beyond
Oh, they're
ridiculous.
fun to go around fast.
Yeah, look at the people's yards that have the tire tracks all in them. In Wetumpka now, I don't know what the hell they've done. They just concreted down the middle, screwed up traffic all over the place. We've got some nice stores coming there, like Aldi. I'm glad they're there. However, how the hell do you get into it? They've got all these stupid concrete barriers, which make no sense. We're used to take 2 minutes to drive through Wetumpka. Now it's as bad as Montgomery, where you've got light after light after light for no reason. Where's the bypass? When's the bypass coming?
And you put this up to stupid people.
It's 100. You got to. You have to protect the stupid people because they can't tell that, hey, that lane there, I can't drive down the middle of it. They're going to have to put a concrete barrier there to keep morons from driving down. No, let them drive down the middle of it. We got too many morons here already.
See, but Eddie, what you don't understand is that these folks who are morons, who need to be incredibly regulated.
Yeah.
You're right. They do. They need a lot of controls on them in life. They need a lot of regulations. They need to be told what to do. They need to be treated essentially like grown man children. They're still essentially teenage boys that just sprout beards and political opinions.
Okay.
And what we have to understand, though, is all that's true. But when it comes to the voting booth, these are the wisest people, especially collectively.
The easiest manipulated, the rubes. You can't even go right on red in this town anymore. There's these. You can't go right on red because people are too stupid, and then you put a camera up there. So if I turn right on red, you're going to take a picture. Send me a ticket when I'm not going to pay, by the way.
Why are you worried about red on red?
Because it's America.
No,
you can go right on red in America.
I'm not even arguing with you. I'm trying to find information. Where are you upset that people aren't going right on red?
Any interstates you get off of, right up here on the boulevard, you can't go right on red anymore.
What?
You can't.
Oh, I thought you meant like somebody waiting, like, right off of Carmichael onto Perry Hill.
Right
You
there.
can go right on
You
red,
can go right-
and you'll get stuck behind somebody who's like, I'm going to
You know how
wait.
you go right on red there? You have to go through the darn
Yeah,
parking
but
lot.
what if it's an old
An old what?
person?
They're the ones that honestly know you can go right on red. They're not the problem. They're not the problem, Joey.
Man, you in traffic.
I spend a lot of my
And
life
it's
in
real
traffic.
bad when it's raining.
It's awful. Oh,
You Sky Mosley talking about that this
Okay,
morning?
here we go
And
this
it
morning.
is. I was on the interstate as I heard him talking about it, and it's not fun because with that amount of rain and all the kicking up, you can't see crap, but you go a certain rate of
Right.
speed, and you don't freak out.
right. If you are nervous driving in the rain, don't drive in the rain.
Yeah.
Don't get out and make it horrible for everybody else. Just don't go out that day.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
No, the worst is the interstate when that amount of water's on the road and the big rigs are coming by. You just can't see. Well, and also one person in front of me didn't have their lights on. So I almost came up on them. It's just like, it drives me nuts. With the interstate, that awful wreck that killed people.
Yeah.
Because people get out of their routine, on the way back home from working out, I see like 5 or 6 fender bender wrecks. People just smashing in the back of each other. You're right. I think we've gotten to the bottom of this.
I'm telling you, they have, and I hear it all the time, but they're dumbing down.
And these are the same people on social media that Fetterman and Katie Britt want to control. And you don't want to let them control them.
It's not going to do any good.
Yeah.
It's not going to do any good. Those stupid people are too stupid to realize you're talking to them. I'm tired of the dumbing down. Let's make things harder. Let's make it like it's supposed to be. Only the strong can survive. I'm good with that.
Oh, man.
I'm good with that now.
Wow.
Thanks.
Do you agree with what Nietzsche said? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger?
Yeah, because I had to tell myself that a lot. A lot in life.
Have you seen the clip of the guy questioning that? He's like, no, that doesn't always work.
No, because I'm sure
It's like you can get all sorts of diseases and get much weaker.
I'm sure it's not the case for everyone, but it's worked out for me several times.
Let's go to line 1. You're on the air. Who's this?
Mr. Pink.
Hey, Mr. Pink.
All right, man. Y'all got it. The strong survive, the weak fall to the side.
That's it.
Well, and also a character being strong is, you sometimes help out the weak. with honor and
Oh, yeah.
dignity, but you don't live their life for them.
No, that's what they used to teach us, like being a man, you know. They used to teach us that. Yeah, man. A reason I called, I had some heat for you yesterday, man, but I had a bad day Tuesday night, man. Had a death in the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
It
that.
just, oh yeah, man. It threw it all off, man. I didn't even go to work yesterday, man. I missed $300.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm here today. I'm gonna get some $300 today.
That's right.
But I had some heat for you, and what I was thinking about, it was the information. Like if you look at all these, great achievements from thousands and thousands of years ago, even from medicine to the buildings. Like what happened to all that information? And my heat was like parallel of what's happening right now. Like I feel like say everybody's phone's cut off right now. It's like everybody is stupid again, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like the Library of Alexandria being burned down, except digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I know historians go to school for like years and stuff. I got a lot of reading to do, but I want to know what's your take. Like, what happened to all that information from the past?
I think some of it is destroyed in war. I suspect, though, there is some information we just haven't found, especially if you start thinking about how where the ocean has now overtaken the certain parts of the continental shelf. It used to be not underwater. And you got to wonder what might have survived there, and we haven't explored it that much.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's anybody's guess what exactly happened. There are devices we've found, say, from the Roman era, that we don't understand what the purpose of it is for. I still don't buy the conventional explanation of the pyramids. I'm not saying I'm going full on, it's a power plant. I'm telling you, Joe Rogan. But I don't think we know a lot.
What's underneath them?
And think what happens is the point you're kind of making is we get reliant on these very sophisticated systems. As you get more reliant on them, you get dumber.
Yep.
And when the systems go to crap, you're like, I don't even know how to rebuild this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I do math, I try to do it by hand, you know? Try to keep that noggin a little fresh.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Oh yeah, but that's all I had. Like I said, I had some heat, man. Totally lost it. Normally when I call, you guys give me answers up. I just call in. I didn't write anything down. It's gone, man. But it has some kind of parallel with that. But like I said, it was some heat. And my favorite book of the Bible is Job, also, because I feel like I went through something like that. I lost it, got it back, and I just said, God, you the man. I don't have any more questions. You got it.
In your hand.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Mr. Pink.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, thy will be done. 272-9228. Got to hit this break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home.
Right. I'd be giving them a call. Rates are falling.
Yeah, now is the time to refi.
Yep.
Especially if you've been on the fence, you've been on the bubble, call up Kim and Madeline. Maybe you're still on the bubble. You're not sure. Talk to them. Let them get to understand you and the goals that you might be trying to achieve with a refinance deal. And what's amazing is the turnaround time. It's not like this process you're caught up in for months.
Right.
No, they can turn it around in 2-3 weeks. Pretty incredible stuff. And it can give you a sounder financial footing, help get debt loads off your back, especially credit card debt, which I know everybody has been relying on credit cards to get by these days. If you're stuck under those massive interest rates, 24%, 29%, why not use equity built up in your home will give you some breathing room here. And of course, if you're a veteran, they know the latest with the VA home loan programs, which is the best deal in town. If you have not taken advantage of this as a veteran, Kim and Madeline can help you out right now when you call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can always visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now. You've waited all year, and finally, it's here.
People come from miles around, from the farms and from the towns, to where excitement will be found in the Alabama International Bank.
Join us opening Friday, October 4th, and get in for $1 when you bring a non-perishable food item from the food bank. But the fun doesn't stop there. All rides will only be $1 each. $1 to get in, $1 to ride. That means you can come back a second time and experience all the fair has to offer. Opening weekend also brings you in concert True Hills, Saturday night at 7 p.m. Presented by Hyundai Motor Manufacturing of Alabama. Get there early for a great seat. This year's fair has 2 Mondays. That means 2 school days where everybody gets in for only $10. Don't miss it. Dollar Night, Friday night, October the 4th, opening night. And all the rides will be $1. Your wait is finally over. Join us at Garrett Coliseum for the great food, the fun, the rides, the agricultural exhibits, and all the free shows.
It's the best 11 days of fall.
Don't miss the Capco Warehouse sale for 1 day only, this Friday, 8 till 5. Visit our sale location on the Wetumpka Highway for incredible savings on home decor, floral arrangements, seasonal items, including Christmas trees, wreaths, ornaments, and much, much more. After you shop the warehouse sale, be sure to drop by the Capco Outlet store for even more savings. Huge savings at 2 locations for 1 day only. Capco Outlet and the Capco Outlet Warehouse sale this Friday, September 27th, 8 till 5.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey, that's Eddie.
Hey, Joey.
What was that voice?
I don't know.
Hey.
Hey.
We should just do a whole show like that one day.
I don't think that's a good idea. Hey, I wanted to ask you about that backyard telescope and the spy plane.
We'll get to it next
You caught my
hour.
attention with that.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
first
I
go
don't
to
want to forget
Sam. Hey, Sam.
What up, Sammy?
Hey, gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. Whoa, what an echo. I'm gonna punch right through it. Hey, the missing technology, the missing information, the lost knowledge of ancient ages, something I've just been reading and studying up on lately. But I wanted to share this with you. The one thing I learned from everything that I've read and studied is that there is knowledge from the ancient past that has been handed down, and it has been selfishly and greedily kept from us. And I mean, it's basic stuff that people should be proud of. Okay. Let me get off my high horse. The pyramids, man. Think chemical manufacturing. During the time the pyramids were built, the society was expanded, and there was a lot of mouths, estimate of 40 million people to feed, a lot of people. And all you got to do is melt the sands of Egypt, those black sands, and you have a multitude of raw materials that fall out of them. It was the birth of chemistry in that region, and that's the whole big secret. And DuPont and all these other fellows, the folks, it's amazing that basic chemistry was kept from this secret. Something should be celebrated. And the mystery of Egypt. It's no mystery. All right, enough of that. Some technology has been passed down just through observation. You go in, every one of those pyramids is different, and they were designed and reused over the centuries.
Right.
It can be figured. Even I can see the evidence for it. It wasn't just Alexandria. There was the Spanish that birthed the scrolls from the Aztecs and the Incas.
Well, and ancient Baghdad used to be a thriving metropolis with so much wisdom.
Correct.
Yeah, some bad rumors come out about what they were actually. That the whole Gulf War may have been a setup to rip off a library.
Wait. So you're also subscribed to Alchemicalist Digest?
All right. No.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
No, man.
You
But
passed the test. Good job.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, man. If I start having fun, I'll sound like Terrence Howard. I like to observe things, see things, pick up on trends. But in the end, I'm still untrained. But no, man, it's just a bit terrible how the knowledge of the ages, so much has been lost.
Yeah, but at least we still have Ecclesiastics.
Yes, sir. But I'm serious. Thank you.
Thank you,
all.
Sam.
Yeah. All right.
Later, Sammy.
No, fascinating topic, but I got to hit a break. Break. Final hour coming up. We'll talk about the secret plane possibly being spotted.
Did I have an idea? Maybe this was just an innocent mistake.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. With a strike deadline looming, the group representing East and Gulf Coast ports is asking a federal agency to make the Longshoremen's Union come to the bargaining table to negotiate a new contract. Residents in an Ohio community where a dangerous chemical leak occurred, they are being allowed to return to their homes. An evacuation order was issued shortly after styrene, a toxic chemical that is used to make plastic and rubber, began leaking Tuesday afternoon from a rail car in Whitewater Township. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage in the U.S. slipped to its lowest level in 2 years now. Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says the rate dipped to 6.08% from 6.09% last week. The Dow had 281 points, the Nasdaq up 109. This is SRN News.
Dinesh D'Souza's new movie, Vindicating Trump, exposes the real reason for the left's pathological hatred of Trump.
Trump has beaten back every attack against him.
We have one target. Let's look at everything. Campaign, his family.
Isn't that election interference?
It's not interference if we do it.
And that scares them.
Vindicating Trump. In theaters nationwide, Friday, September 27th. Get your tickets today at vindicatingtrump.com. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13.
I'm going to let you in on a little wireless hack that can cut your cell phone bill in half. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile have convinced you need unlimited data. Fact is, most people don't. Pure Talk only charges $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigs of data plus hotspot. Stop overpaying for wireless. Dial pound 250 and say spend less, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, in stock specials on waterproof 20 mil wear layer luxury vinyl plank and blowout prices. H&H Carpets for all your flooring needs.
Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASC Credit Union, the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
1819 News.
The Wiregrass region of Alabama is bracing for the arrival of Hurricane Helene. The Category 3 hurricane could strengthen to a Category 4 before it makes landfall later today along the northeast parts of the Florida Panhandle. A flash flooding alert has been issued for Henry, Houston, and Early counties. The Alabama Department of Transportation is also issuing a warning to drivers on the road to not drive through flooded areas and be on the watch for downed trees and power lines. AlDOT will also be working to prepare all the roadways that'll be part of the evacuation routes used by Floridians who are trying to escape the brunt of that storm. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Schaefer with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
A police officer with the Bayou Le Batre Police Department is now under investigation for potential sexual misconduct with underage girls. Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch told WALA News that they are responding to several complaints that were issued against Officer BJ Squires. The officer was arrested on Wednesday and his Mobile home was searched. The mayor of Mobile, Sandy Stimson, has announced that he will not be seeking re-election to a fourth term in that office. Stimson's term as mayor will end in 2025. Stimson has been the mayor of Mobile for 11 years now and called his time in office an incredible privilege, but also said the reason he's leaving is to spend more time with his family and grandchildren. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's on Bond Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East. Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat and 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's, at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Eddie and I just talking about, we're seeing it on the news here. Looks like Hurricane Helene is making landfall.
Yeah.
And,
a lot of wind, a lot of rain right now.
Yeah, Category 3.
Worry about the...
Looks like it's going to hit right kind of the joint of Florida, the
Right
Panhandle.
there.
And the current path's projected to go right over Atlanta.
Yeah. Storm surge is going to be the biggest thing down at the Gulf, but I think in Atlanta, when you get, and us for that matter, all the rain that we're going to get.
Yep.
Just don't know if we can handle all that rain.
No, seriously, even this morning on the interstate, it's like the sitting water.
Yeah.
It's not the rain, it's the sitting water being kicked up.
You could tell where, when you're driving down the interstate like this, that's when you start thinking, when's the last time they paved this road? Because you see the lanes look like little creeks that your tires are riding in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, we're looking at the Weather Channel, and you can see like one guy just standing outside.
These guys always correct me up.
Would you ever be interested in doing something like that?
I would be kicked off quickly because I'd be that guy, doing something stupid because he's standing in a parking lot and, ooh, look, it's windy outside. Oh, come on. How exciting is that?
No, one of my buddies, John, he was in Tuscaloosa going to school there when that big hurricane came through there. I had a few friends caught in that. But he was just off the strip. There, he had kind of a crappy rinky-dink apartment.
Yeah.
But right on the strip.
Good student living, yeah.
And, of course, it didn't get that close to that where he was, but close enough to where you see this massive thing tearing through the city. And his choice was to crack a beer and stand on the porch and watch.
Into it, buddy. I think there's going to be a point in my lifetime. I certainly hope not, but I think there might be a point in my lifetime where that's how a lot of us do it. We see what's coming and we walk to the front porch and crack open a beer.
Yeah, but there are still mysteries to be solved, Eddie.
Joey, you ain't gonna crack the nut of women. You cannot solve that mystery. Women.
Number one, I'm not looking to crack any women's nuts.
Well, there's one here.
I'm just saying a weird way to put it. Number one,
those type of mysteries with women will never be solved. No.
I'm not trying to solve the deep, chthonic mysteries of the fairer sex.
Oh, what are you trying to solve then?
No, things like it caught your interest. This is from InterestingEngineering.com. Pentagon's quote-unquote speculated secret spacecraft spotted by backyard telescope. Schaffbanker suggests. That's how I think you say that. S-C.
Oh, we're going to go with it.
H-O, and it's got the little...
It's got the little deal on top.
Yeah. I want to call it an amuse-bouche, though I know it's not that. Schaffenbacher.
Okay, Schaffenbacher.
Suggests these satellites have a 12-meter wide mesh antenna and two 10-meter solar panels. An amateur astronomer has reportedly captured images of classified U.S. spacecraft. Felix Schaffenbacher, who used a telescope built to track and photograph satellites, observed phenomena that were only speculated about, including their size, shape, and position in the sky. My images have certainly revealed a few things that either were known or only speculated before, Schaffenbacher told Space.com. In recent months, Schaffenbacher has captured images of classified spy satellites using his 14-inch Dobsonian telescope, optimized for tracking and photographing satellites from his home. Analyzing the images, he shares his findings and their potential implications. Among his discoveries is a new generation of U.S. reconnaissance satellites equipped with optical and radar imaging, launched by the National Reconnaissance Office, the agency responsible for designing, launching, and operating spy satellites for the United States government. The FIA radars, also known as Topaz, are 5 Boeing-built satellites capable of providing high-definition images of ground targets. From my images, I conclude that these satellites have a parabolic mesh antenna, which is roughly 12 meters in diameter, and 2 solar panels with roughly 10 meters of wingspan. He also noted that the presence of a bright object between the solar panels, which he believes could be an uplink and downlink antenna, though it might be something else. So, if you've been paying attention to, say, the Ukraine-Russian war, these sorts of satellites are very crucial for modern warfare.
Yep.
Like, we're going back to World War I levels of casualties and World War I levels of movement.
Yep.
At least for the time being, because of stuff like the reconnaissance satellites. In part. The drones also play a part in this.
Drones big. Oh, man. I've seen so many videos of that lately.
But, you know, how, like, stealthy is your satellite if some guy named Schaffenbacher
Well, you can do it, too.
can just, set up a nice telescope in his
You
backyard
can go
and
online.
find it?
I done found his telescope. It's $4,400.
Oh, he's Austrian.
Yeah, you can buy the same telescope he's got. Looks
Says
pretty cool.
he's also tracked the KH-11 Kinnan electro-optical satellites, which were first introduced in 1976. He notes that they are somewhat similar to the Hubble Space Telescope, but optimized for viewing Earth rather than studying space. Currently, 4 of these satellites are in orbit, representing 3 different generations of this secretive technology.
Certainly not spying on you and me.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the whole Earth is being mapped. I'll put it that way. No, but good on this guy. What a life.
Yeah, but
it's like you sell houses, you manage properties. I talk like a jackass on the radio. What does Schaffenbacher do? I am a amateur astronomer.
Is that how he makes his money, though?
Figuring out the secrets.
Just a hobbyist.
Maybe, but I suspect he's. I wonder where he got.
He's on the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, good for that dude.
Yeah,
good for that dude.
He's getting some phone calls now.
729-228. Do you see? And I mentioned this to Jeff Poor yesterday. The Mexican president did seize the U.S.-owned port, Vulcan Industries.
The second time. This has happened before.
Now, there's so much hope in South America, I think, with Bacule and Malay and El Salvador and Argentina. But so much of the Southern Hemisphere, the Southwest Hemisphere, is a basket case of bad socialist ideas.
Yeah.
That are often not even the governments they purport to be. Like think of essentially how the cartels control that
Right,
area.
I think
Now, can you say that's all their fault? Obviously not,
but
given the U.S. government's role in this over
Right.
the decades. But
a lot of those places, the cartels let the government be. They allow the government to operate.
yeah, but they just seized the port. So, we had that great conversation with Congressman Gary Palmer, and he's talking about how, we want to compete with China in this area. But AMLO has now seized the port in final week as Mexico's leader.
Let me ask you this. We got Donald Trump in there. Think that would happen? Did it happen under Trump? It's happened twice.
All right.
Not under Trump.
Mexico finalized plans to take control of a port and quarry owned by Vulcan Materials on its Caribbean coast, deepening tensions days before the nation's president leaves office. AMLO's administration, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, declared the land south of the resort cities of Cancun and, Playa del Carmen?
Yeah, something like that.
A natural protected area. A natural protected area. The move prevents the Alabama-based construction company from extracting limestone at a site it has been developing for decades.
Right. We put in all the work. So, but if Trump were in office, say this did happen. He would contact El Presidente and say, you know what? None of our folks are allowed to travel to your place for vacation anymore as of Friday.
No, and I keep hearing like folks say, and I'll agree compared to say somebody like a Dostoevsky or even a Tolstoy, but Ayn Rand's villains are not that well thought out. They're cartoon characters. Maybe in some cases they are. They're more to fulfill an ideal she's trying to get across. But this is like literally part of the plot of Atlas Shrugged. And more stuff keeps happening that seems like, well, nothing changes. Nothing changes at all. Here's the statement from Vulcan saying the expropriation of our company-owned land and port is yet another escalation and is a new violation of Mexico's commitments under North American trade agreements. This unlawful measure will have a chilling and long-term effect on U.S.-Mexico trade and investment relations. The company previously said that Lopez Obrador's government actions are illegal and that it would add the most recent measures as an ongoing arbitration case. This week's expropriation marks another move against business interests by Lopez Obrador, a staunch nationalist and socialist who finishes his single 6-year term this month. A new Congress was sworn in September 1st after the June congressional elections gave the president's party large majorities in both houses. It has since approved a judicial overhaul that's drawn criticism from international investors. President-elect Claudia Sheinbaum.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, that's going to be the new president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum?
That doesn't really sound right, does it?
Who takes office October 1st, hasn't commented publicly on the Vulcan issue since her landslide victory. But a year ago, she said she hoped the company would accept the government's offer to purchase the land.
Take my gold or you take my lead.
Yep.
That's a very Mexican way of doing business. But again, it's easy to fix. And when you got such a weak administration, when people look at our administration right now, that's why they're doing stuff like this.
Well, and on Monday,
not going to do nothing.
On Monday, both Tuberville and Britt, Senators Tuberville and Britt, joined with other bipartisan group, a lot of senators, proposed legislation to pressure AMLO to back down from the expropriation plan. And Vulcan's been in this litigation since 2018.
Yeah.
AMLO has previously alleged environmental damage and sent the Mexican Marines to occupy the land. Vulcan's chief executive officer defended its environmental record, citing international awards in its reforestation efforts.
They dump chemicals there. They dump.
Yeah?
They have no EPA. They just have a creek that has multicolors different times of the day. Why do you think business goes to Mexico? There's no EPA. And this is a NAFTA deal? Does it surprise you?
What a mess. What a mess. All under, this current administration.
This is the weakest administration ever. Ever. And as it comes to an end, I think people are going to start grabbing. They're going to do all the grabbing they can do because they know the gravy train's about to come to an end.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, guys. So, Mexico. They're probably doing it. I mean, I speculate because the Biden administration let them get away with it, not just because they're weak, but because somebody's making money. somehow or other.
Well, it's an easy fix. I mean, if Biden himself wanted to fix it, it literally would be an easy fix. You just say, as of Saturday,
Of course it would.
no U.S. citizens allowed to travel to Mexico. I guarantee you, within an hour, you'll get a phone call that says, "Hey, our El Bato."
Yeah. Isn't it the gospel jubilee? I guarantee you that's exactly what would happen.
Yes.
It's fun to look at all the headlines and things that are going on, but from time to time, I kind of like to dig down into the weeds a little bit. And there was a news article that popped up last night that I found kind of interesting. Smartmatic, similar to Dominion voting machines, they sued a bunch of folks, including Fox News. And Fox News settled with them for a reported $787 million.
Right.
A bunch of individuals like Mike Lindell and, my fellow guy and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Giuliani, I'm sure, you're familiar with the list, but one of the others that they sued was Newsmax.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Newsmax is no Fox News. I mean, Newsmax is just a little kind of cardboard box, operation compared to Fox News. So, good and well they don't have, kind of big dollars
right
that Fox News would have, But interestingly enough, Smartmatic dropped $1 billion from their, settlement amount or whatever, or the damages that they sought, in order to not have to have certain people testify about all that was going on with Smartmatic. In other words, wow, there's some things that Smartmatic just does not want anybody to know about. Imagine that.
Oh, sure.
Golly gee. And it comes down to, included in that are 3 executives, I don't know their names right off the top of my head, that have been indicted, that either work with Smartmatic or did work for Smartmatic. Does it surprise you that there are secrets that Smartmatic does not want us to know about, Jelly?
Oh, no, there's probably all sorts of proprietary stuff that make people go, what? And, to your point about Fox settling, Newsmax not, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I think Fox had much more to lose if they went into this. Maybe it's because Newsmax is so small,
didn't feel like messing with them.
they can be much more nimble about it and pick that fight. They don't have as much to lose.
Well, agreed with that. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, sure it is. But yeah, that's just right. They have everything to gain and nothing to lose because they don't have nothing.
Right.
Sue me all you want to. And,
can't get blood from a turnip.
I did not know that. I knew the trial or the case was beginning, but I didn't know they had dropped $1 billion from their claim because they didn't want certain people to testify. That's amazing.
That's exactly right. And so, I mean, you can make of it what you want, but I'm telling you what I make of it is that there are some things that Smartmatic really has done that they're just guilty as hell about, that they don't want anybody to know about. That's what I get out of it. And so, like I said, you make what you want to out of it. But
I think that's fair.
There's some that they're hiding. And I think Dominion would be around the same kind of thing. We're going to find out sooner or later the truth about all this, and I hope sooner because we sure need to. But anyway, all right, guys, thanks for letting me call in.
Appreciate it, Papa B. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Before I lose the thread on this Vulcan seizure, in Mexico, here is both Tuberville and Britt signed on to this along with several other senators. And here's a statement they put out. President Lopez Obrador's seizure of Vulcan's deepwater port represents a flagrant expropriation of a lawfully permitted U.S.-owned operation, and his administration's assault on the rule of law is putting America's economic and national security interests in jeopardy. We have repeatedly warned him that there would be substantial ramifications if his administration crossed this line. As he attempts to execute this lame duck scheme, he will now quickly learn that we keep our promises. The incoming Mexican administration will not want to pay the crushing consequences for President Lopez Obrador's illegal actions, which violate both Mexican and international law, and we encourage them to intervene with all due haste in the mutually beneficial interest of both the Mexican and American people. Throwing in that little flourish of economic and national security, I got a sense they've got crushing sanctions ready to go, and they ain't playing.
They drop them.
Yeah. Well, no, to your point earlier, I think if Trump's in the White House, they wouldn't even thought of it.
You don't even have a press conference. Just this is it.
Right. Right. It doesn't even.
Or even
it doesn't
put out a statement like this: if you're thinking about traveling to Mexico, buy the insurance because your trip might get canceled. All you got to put out some. And that's a good Trump statement.
Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Y'all trying your best. Trying your best to get me to talk about politics this week. I told you at the beginning of the week I wasn't going to talk about politics this week.
You are a rude, terrible person.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. How you doing, buddy?
I don't know, man. This storm thing just kind of messed with me a little bit. You know?
Sure, man.
It just I don't know.
Well, George is about to be hit hard.
Yeah.
I got this big old tree in the backyard back here, you know, and I hadn't had one of those since 2020 in the backyard. So I'll be all right though.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of rain. That's for certain.
Yeah. But yo, I listened to Coach Tom a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I listened to him a while ago. Now, if you listen to Tom, if what's my boy Oren up there, Mr. Freeze don't get his thing together up there, sir, we may have an opening up there for you, sir.
No, I was wondering that the other day, Duke. Where can you be a senator and the head football coach at Auburn at the same time?
At least call in some plays.
Anything might do right along now. Anything might do. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, man. It's
bad.
You know, and all this politics, I'm getting worse than the Bama fans now. All this politics stuff going on and everything, and that's trying to remain calm. Cause I kind of got too raw last Friday. Oh, Joe hung up on me last Friday, Eddie.
Oh.
Yeah, I got too raw. I got too raw for him. So
I'm
gonna tone it down just a little taste. I'm gonna tone it down just a little taste this week, you know, and everything. So, but y'all trying to test me today. Y'all trying to test me with this.
Well,
stuff.
you wanna join us in listening to the mayor of New York City trying to?
I don't want to hear none of this. All these.
You don't want to hear any of it.
Out here.
Okay.
I don't want to hear none of it. I know, all online and they lying back and forth, talking about, you know, this and that, and the cat in the hat and all this. I mean, but I want to talk about P. Diddy. Can I talk about P. Diddy?
Go for it.
Huh?
Go for it.
I mean, I used to want to have a lot of money at one time in my life, but I've been watching people when they get their hands on a couple dollars like that, and
yeah,
I don't know. I like to remain poor like I am now. I ain't talking about poor. I'm poor. I like to stay poor and happy, right?
I think, Duke, there's got to be a certain amount where people like you and me will be just fine.
Sure,
we won't go over the top. But there is a dollar amount where people just lose it. I don't get it. They just become
it creates more attack vectors for people to hurt you too.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's the point I made about Fox News.
With these idiots though, you know, my grandmama and not my grandmama. I'll mess around and lie with grandmama in a minute. The men always tell us, the guy, the older cats used to tell us sons, say, if you're going to do your dirt, son, do your dirt by yourself. Okay? So, why in the hell are you going to invite somebody to a party, you know, and you're going to record her? They ain't going to try to hang it over their head. Hell, you've been dead a long time ago if you did that to me, see, if I've been one of those people, see, but, you know, no crazy stuff like that. How can you live like that, Eddie?
I mean, it's just how folks get caught up in a good time and then they get compromised, and it's so embarrassing they don't want anybody to see it.
Yeah.
And they aren't willing to blow it all up.
You got to worry
to
about
expose
that
it.
with me. You got to worry about it with me.
But it starts with that thing called money, though. Money.
Hell yeah, man.
All this stuff, and they would do
And
it.
it's also, I think, people want fame, so they're willing to do certain things. And the person with the money can get you to do. The person with the money isn't just about the money; it becomes power plays. We've seen this time and time again,
Right.
to where it starts becoming weird, perverted stuff.
But that's been around forever.
Yes, I agree.
mean, you would get someone and just to get them their, name your price, and I don't have a price. Well, then you start messing with money, and before long, you've got them dancing to your dime.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people are.
I'm gonna try to stay far away from politics as I possibly can with my next comment. But you got people running for political office that ain't got no daggone way, no business nowhere near the damn White House. I ain't gonna call no names, nothing like that, 'cause I'm not gonna talk politics today. So,
Well, all the good ones don't want to do it. I appreciate the call, Duke.
okay, I did good, didn't I? Though,
You did wonderful.
Didn't it pretty good today, though.
You did wonderful.
Yeah.
If I could just get a Trump out of it.
I ain't
it'd
gonna
be all
promise
right.
you how tomorrow it may turn out. If old Craig come up on that tomorrow, he gets talking too crazy.
All right. I see what you're saying.
Uh,
All right. No, I
I'm
get
doing
it.
good now.
No, you're going downhill now. No, I appreciate it, man. I got to run.
All right, man.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Ashley and the team there at Pest Pro Services.
Solid people.
Oh, they really are. And not only are they great, skilled professionals and help you with any and all of your pest control needs. Could be a one-time job, an emergency. Could be you're looking for an everyday pest control company to make sure your home is always secured against those little critters getting inside. Pest Pro is pretty easy to work with.
Oh, very easy.
Like they're down-to-earth folks.
Yeah.
They're local folks.
I use them as a everyday pest control service. So if I do have, and I've had problems come up, it's just a phone call away.
Right.
They take care of me.
And especially if you see like a bug that you don't even know about, you're like, what the heck is that?
You ever took a picture of one to look it up on the internet?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No fun.
And the scorpions, I've seen 2 here lately. So they're back.
Ever seen a wolf spider like right next to you?
Like that big around?
Yeah,
no
dude.
thank you.
Yeah.
No
not
thank
fun.
you.
So
We scream like a girl.
that number for Pest Pro Services, whether you need that emergency job done, especially if it's a spider, or you're looking for that everyday pest control company, that number is 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. So here is Eric Adams, and it's not really a right-wing conspiracy theory when the mayor himself says it.
Yeah.
He was defending New York too much, he claims. Let's listen in.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. My fellow New Yorkers.
Man. He feels like he's kind of being put out there because of his political decisions. Man, that's wrong.
The indictment alleges that Adams knowingly solicited campaign contributions from Turkish foreign nationals. Beginning in 2018 in the lead up to his 2021 run for mayor. Federal prosecutors further allege that Adams and his campaign conspired to hide the illegal contributions through straw donors and fake paper trails, concealing the criminal activity. Well, not enough. In exchange for financial support from representatives of the Turkish government, Adams pressured officials in the fire department of New York to approve Turkey's consulate building in Manhattan despite safety issues. Furthermore, the indictment alleges that Adams used illegal foreign donations to fraudulently increased the public matching funds his campaign received in the 2021 election. In addition, federal prosecutors claim the New York City mayor received not just financial kickbacks through the campaign finance scheme, but was granted other benefits from Turkish officials, including free or discounted travels on Turkish Airlines. The charging document contains a bevy of evidence detailing Adams' free luxury hotel stays and transportation clandestinely provided by the Turkish government. Already, several individuals close to the New York City mayor have either been raided by federal law enforcement, forced to resign, or pleaded guilty to campaign finance charges. So who do you believe?
I got to be honest with this, and I hate to say it. Looks like the government's kind of got them on this one. Got some overwhelming evidence. Now, I'd like to look at it all. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but this don't look like some political hacked up deal like I've seen in the past. Other cases out of New York.
Yeah, but the best ones are when they have something on you and they just choose to sit on it, right?
Well, they got all they needed out of them. I mean,
right.
What happened with Trump in New York?
What happened with Cuomo? Remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody's Cuomo-sexual during COVID, apparently.
No, man. When they're done with you, they're done with you.
What was Cuomo's defense? Because he got in trouble for what? Touching broads?
I do it with everybody.
I do it with everybody.
I'm offensive to everybody.
Here, I think I've got that clip. Let's listen in. Oh, I don't have that clip.
I do it with everyone.
Oh, here it is.
I do it with everyone.
See?
Black and white.
Yeah.
Young and old.
It's not just about sex.
Straight and LGBTQ. Powerful people. Friends. Strangers. People who I meet on the street.
I don't know if I hug and kiss. I do it with everybody. But it is amazing how these folks are these rock stars. And when you don't need them anymore, some scandal or some illegal activity, you take them out.
Well, chances are there's someone in your party that never liked this guy and said, okay, we're done with him. All right, can I have him now? They said, yeah. All right, I'll handle his demise from here.
We got to hit a break. We'll be right back, folks.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey, man. Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is Zach with Dry County Pond over here in Prattville, Alabama. We've been advertising on Blue Water Broadcasting here for a little while, and the results we've been getting are outstanding. If you're looking to do any advertisement, I would highly recommend Blue Water Broadcasting.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folk helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. There is no doubt about it. The outer effects of Hurricane Helene having a big influence on our forecast. We have a flood watch in effect with rain increasing and locally heavy rainfall amounts today and tonight. Today's high held down to 76. Windy with wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour from I-65 on eastward. The rain threat will taper off early Friday, mostly sunny later, high 81. Nice over the weekend with Saturday and Sunday sunshine. Hey, stay on top of all this tropical weather action with our free weather app. Instant push notifications for any severe weather alerts. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Why do you always smile when I play this song?
I just see you being
What do you say?
influenced
No,
by
no.
Celine Dion.
Oh God!
And then I can see a video one day, and the curtains are slowly opening. It's those big grand curtains, and they're kind of silvery, chicy, and there's you back there.
Yeah, behind my candelabra or something.
No, you're just going to come out and you're just going to belt out a tune. It's going to be great. I just can't figure out what tune it's going to be. I hope it gets better. I got to be honest, but hoping there's like a kick-in moment, or something. But that's what I see. Also, I see the guy doing the hand motions.
I want to start quoting John Lovitz. You know, you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, and Eddie Vedder takes it up the.
I don't remember that tune. I don't remember that limerick, but I do like John Lovitz. Anyway, I want to be the guy on the TV. You must have now, but that always does the hand motion stuff. The guy that can.
Oh, he's in Atlanta, and he's like, it's there. It's coming. Y'all move.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay here. Y'all get out of it. You stay inside.
You guys, while I play in the rain, how is Atlanta going to take all that water? That's my biggest thing. Atlanta's going to be very stressed out here shortly.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be a little rough there. We're going to get a lot of water dumped on us, too.
Yeah,
Y'all stay tuned for some Rich Thomas updates.
Not a gazillion of us here in the city. But I know a lot of Airbnbs, we had lots of folks traveling up. We got lots of people dodging the storm, so Airbnbs are full. It's good for the hotel. It's good for business.
Now, Chris V sent me this.
Yeah.
It's another one of the little kids. They interviewed a bunch of kids about politics.
Oh.
You know, and earlier we played that one kid. What did he have to say? I'm trying to... He was asked to describe...
He's real deep thought, I thought.
Well, he just knew how to get to the point.
Oh.
That brevity is the soul of wit. This kid knows his stuff.
Okay.
And so let me see if I can find that. Because it was like straight and to the point. Little white boy. Or is he? I don't know. Who cares? You ever call somebody white and they're not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell people they're acting white.
Oh, really? You do?
Yeah. I call it like I see it. Sometimes
What is acting white?
Right there. You nailed it.
We're on the same page. It's like a good volley there.
Yep. You nailed it, brother.
What is acting white? Yeah, right there. Now, here's a kid being asked, little boy.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear the name Kamala Harris?
Liar.
I'm sure there's a dad in the background going, hell yeah, son! This is Trump country!
This is the Trump country. We live in the South.
I think that's his dad.
We drink sweet tea. We
Joey?
don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Don't think you're supposed to make that connection, Joey.
What's the first word that pops into your head when you hear the name Kamala Harris?
Liar.
What?
Well, we got another one. You see?
Okay.
Want to see the other one?
Yes.
Okay. 11-year-old girl and little black girl.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what she has to say.
It'd be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history.
Yeah.
But my vote's kind of still on Trump.
I can appreciate that, and not for the silliness of it, but but to have someone that you really feel like truly represents you.
Oh yeah. But I love that she acknowledges the history and the identity play that's always out there. She's like, but I'm still going.
Well, I think I heard it during the mayoral election one time. It's just not her time.
Think it is a woman thing? Think there are a lot of fellas out there like, I don't want a woman in charge?
Yes. I'll say that on if not me personally. No, been ruled by women my whole life. I'm fine with that. But I know there are a lot of men out there that have issues taking orders or commands or suggestions from women, and they're especially of a certain age. More so, it's something that's going away. I think
it's going away.
Yeah, but your generation and younger, those women that break your heart. A lot of times men don't get over that. So that's another reason
true.
they'll never want. I mean,
Right. And they start talking about bears and stuff.
It's basic psychology. Yep.
No, it's the right woman.
Yeah, but
Cole could be leader, but not this broad.
Let's be honest. Do you trust them to bring the right woman or man for that matter?
Not really, no. But I mean, somebody could be impressive and have that sort of confident alpha energy.
A woman?
Yeah.
Oh, all day long.
Yeah. But what about Nikki Haley? No, not Nikki Haley.
Not at all. Not at all. What about the governor of Arkansas?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Do you see potential?
I see potential.
Me too.
Actually.
I see potential.
She gave one of the better speeches at the RNC.
Because she just reminds me, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Well, and she holds her frame well.
Right. No, she reminds me of a no BS kind of person. What about Hillary? What? You saying a white woman can't be president, Joey?
Not that one.
Thank God it wasn't her time.
I still always think of the Dennis Miller line going back years to Bill O'Reilly. He was actually talking about Nancy Pelosi, but I think it applies to Hillary too. That broad sleeps upside down in a cocoon of her own wings.
No doubt. Yeah, I saw some of the Nancy Pelosi clips over the weekend where she got upset they were playing Donald Trump clips.
But, let's hear it again. This girl is 11. Let's listen in.
It'd be good for us to have a black woman as president for the first time in history.
Yeah.
But my vote's kind of still on Trump.
Because you can hear the interviewer go, oh, yeah, it would be good.
So, but wouldn't you like to know why?
I would like to know why. Well, and again, I wonder who that 11-year-old's dad is and mom is.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to know just the whys.
Because obviously these kids aren't watching the news. And
No.
they didn't come up with this themselves. They were probably reflecting the parents.
100%.
Or their guardian.
100%.
So, oh, wow. Yeah, it just, maybe we'll all be shocked on Election Day. It just feels like it's going in the right direction.
I think we'll be shocked afterwards.
Though, even if Trump wins, what, are we out of the woods? Hell no. We are not out of the woods.
No.
I think the politics gets nastier. All these folks are
Goes
like,
up a couple
if Trump
notches.
loses, I'm so worried what's going to happen. I'm like, it's fair. You can worry about that. But if Trump wins, why aren't you worried? Why aren't you worried in both directions?
End all be all. I think they see him as end all be all.
But he's not.
I agree.
He's not the
I
head
agree.
vampire you can stake and all our problems
Right.
go away.
But that's what I think people see or want to see. Yeah.
Just the world we're living in. It doesn't make much sense, Eddie.
Who are you telling?
I'm telling you.
Well, I'm listening. I'm agreeing.
Hey, this part of the program?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings.
Well, things make sense over there, Joey.
You got to get by there, folks. An amazing selection there at 119 Brown Springs Road. They are a full-service jewelry shop. Check out the Book of Faces. Just search for Dillon Rings, D-Y-L-A-N Rings.
They've got a great page. Shows a lot of their products on there.
And they have these flexi, sterling silver bracelets that can actually connect with one another, so you can turn it into a necklace, even make it like a bedazzled collar for your dog.
It's beautiful.
They have a picture of it on the dog.
Bling, bling.
I think it looks fantastic.
Me too.
It's only $250. So durable, it's going to last, it's going to look great. But of course, they have a selection from stuff like that to the real high-end items to all sorts of services they can provide you, from appraisals, spa treatments, even pearl stringing, repairs, including watch repairs, which just shows the talent of that guy,
Right.
Josh Ryder, like how meticulous he is, and his attention to detail is remarkable. And of course, he can do custom design work. So not only is he like meticulous in his work, he's very creative. Like if you can dream it, Josh Ryder can make it a reality. So stop by Dylan Rings today. Again, you can always go to DylanRings.com or search Dylan Rings on Instagram or Facebook, or just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off Atlanta Highway, kind of Atlanta Highway, Taylor Road, AUM area.
Exactly
Where the
right.
old fun zone used to be is how I think of it. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie, those fellows on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your market report. So far this year, over 3,300 homes have sold and closed in the River region with an average price of $260,000. Over 60% of these homes sold in 60 days or less and sold for 98% of list price. So, two forces are at work right now. First, we have more inventory of homes now than we've had in 4 years. Second, we also have the lowest interest rates in 15 months for VA, FHA, and conventional loans, and this helps sellers and buyers. In addition, sellers are more willing to negotiate favorable terms for buyers than I've seen in over 4 years. So the objection from potential sellers, where would we go if we sold our house? Well, now you have more homes to view than we've had in a long, long time. Why wait? For more information or a written report, call Bo Goodson at 221-2883 or the Goodson Group at 551-0225.
ABC Tonight.
I'm Joan, and I'm your first Golden Bachelorette.
Joan's getting a second chance.
This is about everybody like me, navigating, trying to find love at this age.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have hope. Because love never ages.
Golden age doesn't mean you're old. Old is a state of mind, like a lot of living to do.
The Golden Bachelorette.
Tonight at 7 p.m. on ABC 32.
What would you do with $3,000 a month, no strings attached?
All kinds of stuff.
Buy a monkey?
That's a dream pet right there.
Build a super suit?
Woo!
Meet the Hoagie Brothers in Universal Basic Guys, a new animated comedy.
We're really making a difference in the community. Feels good, huh? Hell yeah.
Catch the premiere of Fox Animation Domination, Sunday on Fox.
Sunday on Fox 20.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Final moments here of the program. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing all right.
It's been a nice day, a nice rainy day. At least we dodged most of the bad weather.
I know. I'm looking at the landfall maps right now up on the TV screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, poor Em and Jacob. It was a good day for him. He got promoted to captain, and now is a full-time or a part-time Alabama National Guard chaplain.
Oh, wow.
So he found that was the hardest. They said that's the hardest part of being a chaplain, is becoming a chaplain.
I bet.
And after that, it's just do your job from that point on. So they're right now in the middle of this mess, trying to get back to Blue Ridge.
Well, say a prayer for them, folks.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, Jacob, I told Emma that she needs to drive and let Jacob pray the whole time. He is a chaplain.
Like the way you think, right?
Hey, don't forget that we had this big sale going on. We got a chance to win a free countertop. All you got to do is stop by the store. No purchase necessary. If we will want to talk to you for a few minutes because we're bored and we're just friendly. So plan on chatting it up for a minute. But take advantage of these sales. It is incredible. 50% off on select carpet, 50% off on select LVP, and we can get it installed within a week or two. Just that simple.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
So 285-8117, or you want to get in the drawing, go by 2201 Cobbsford Road right there in Prattville. And be sure to tell them either way that you heard Ray here on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Guys, have a great day.
You too, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
So I think we got one more call here. Let's get to John from Wetumpka. Hey, John.
Hey, good afternoon. Just wanted to mention something. A lot of the talk this afternoon has been about responses to questions by presidential candidates and their speeches. I teach some of that. I help young people with interviews, and I also help them with debate and things like that. And when I watched both of them, and I'll say something about Vice President Harris, she doesn't answer the questions. If she was in a high school debate contest, she doesn't address the topic. And in an interview, she doesn't ever give solid answers to anything. And so as a result of that, she would be terrible in a high school debate contest or an interview contest. Now, I don't like Trump's style. I'll admit that. He keeps circling back and going to the same things, and he'll come back to it 5 or 6 times, and I think that's because the attention span of the American voter is part of the problem. But I think that he's messaging. I get that. But she doesn't answer anything at all and doesn't cover a topic whatsoever.
I think you're 100% right in your assessment. Yeah, Trump does tend to repeat himself, and I think it is a messaging thing. And I think Harris is doing the old game of answer the question you want it to be asked, not the question you were asked.
Right. And isn't it sad that I can't use either one of those as examples to young people of how they should handle themselves in public and how they should answer questions and how they should, in the oratory, how they should conduct themselves in that? I mean, isn't it a shame that we can't use them and hold them up as examples?
It is a shame. Do you teach the kids at all in your prep about things like logical fallacies?
Oh, yeah.
So I've always said, if like say, okay, kids, if y'all want to go in the line of work of politics, take all those logical fallacies we told you were fallacies and use them as weapons. It'll work beautifully in politics. That's
just about how it works. And it's sad that it's like that. And I think our politicians of the past, when you read some of the debates of Douglas and Lincoln and you get into some of the rhetoric, you look back at stuff, they were so much of a higher level than our people are now.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
Really true. Really true. Well, I appreciate the call, John. I got to run.
Sure. Thank you, John.
No, you just go back 60, 70 years and it's so different.
Are you saying, though, and I'm kind of agreeing with this, the American people have gotten dumber over time? Our attention spans are shorter now than ever before. So you have, I hate saying it, but do you not have to keep doing that repetitive messaging? I mean, look at advertising.
What'd you say?
We just don't pay attention.
All right.
I mean, we don't. You got to add color. You got to put some sex in there. Sex sells.
Yeah, sex.
Yeah. Truth don't, but sex does.
So, I think we're done.
All right. Good deal. I got to go put some aloe on my back.
You got somebody for that?
I'm hoping I got a guy. No? I'll buy you ice cream.
Just joking around, man.
Don't put it out there if you're not being for real.
Happy Hour, Greg Budell. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Helene becomes a major Category 3 hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico as it churns toward Florida. Landfall is expected by evening in the Big Bend area of Florida's northwestern coast. The governors of Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia have all declared emergencies in their state. A Justice Department investigation has found that police in a majority black Mississippi city discriminate against black people, use excessive force, and retaliate against people who criticize them. A Justice Department report says the Lexington Police Department